The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
For the first time since the NFL Combine, Aaron Glenn was made available to the media at the NFL owners' meetings. The biggest takeaways from Coach AG. We'll talk about that and much more. It's the Jake Asman Show. Let's hit it and get it started. Man, our Jets are primed to win another offseason, baby.
I wanted this job. Put your seatbelts on and get ready for the ride. And I'm ready for it. It's all about the Jets. This is bigger than me. I look forward to this. We're the freaking New York Jets, and we're built for this.
We bleed Jets green each and every day. Will the playoff drought finally end? Kings of the offseason, baby. This is what we do. At least we have Garrett Wilson. We have Brees Hall. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super chats, baby. Cut the line. We have Sauce Gardner. We have Quinn Williams. Prepare to be underdogs. Now it's time to talk all things New York Jets. It's the Jake Asman Show. Here we go. Here on a Monday. Click the like button and make sure you are subscribed to the channel. 24 days from now is the NFL Draft. Make sure you purchase your ticket if you plan on attending our first ever ASMANIAC Draft Party. We're going to be at Clifton Hall in New York City, located right in Midtown on West 36th Street. Come on down. Spend the night with us. Your ticket includes a complimentary drink, entries into our raffle. We do have VIP table reservations available, so go quickly if you got a group. We're going to be giving away a bunch of great Jet items that night, including a Sauce signed jersey, Klecko signed jersey, Mangold signed jersey, Jermaine Johnson signed jersey, and many other items as well. Before we get started here, and we got a big one in ASMANIAC Madness, the Train Region Round of 32, featuring Kyle Clifton and JGraves. Kyle Clifton might be trying to buy your vote. Before the show even started, a 10 spot of channel memberships were gifted by Kyle. Give it up to him. And if you got a membership, thank him for his service.
We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
All right, let's talk about the freaking New York Jets. Aaron Glenn made available earlier today. The entire media session was about 36 minutes. It's the annual league meetings. It's when they sit around the breakfast table at the hotel ballroom down in Florida. And I thought it was a really good give and take between Glenn and the media. So I took a couple clips. I don't want to basically do just a clip show. If you want to watch the full thing, the Jets themselves posted it on their YouTube channel. But I thought a couple things stood out. One being the clear emphasis on the Jets to bring in, quote, their people and to fly under the radar. They see the perception of some of the guys they brought in, one-year deals. They see the perception of, you know, who are these guys, dollar store shopping, and they don't care. And time will tell if that's the right approach. But you did see a clear emphasis on flying under the radar, which is not easy to do when you're the Jets and you're in New York. Here's more from AG specifically on that.
It is by design. And listen, I'm a huge believer in just moving in silence and, you know, letting things play out like they need to play out. I think our staff has done a really good job of that. Just overall of, listen, let's just make the moves that we need to make. Listen, this doesn't need to be a big hoopla of what we're doing. We just want to go about our business and coach these players and try to create an atmosphere for the players that's totally different, probably what they've been used to. And that's something I want to create just in general, of what type of players do we bring into the building, in the building environment for the most part. So, but you're right. I want to move in silence, man, and listen, just go about our business to go win some games, because you don't win in the offseason anyway. You know, I mean, I know everybody has these grades on free agency grades. They have grades on draft grades. And when you go back and look at them, they don't really mean crap, you know. So the only thing that makes the difference is what you do during the season.
He's right. But at the same time, I still think there's a balance between not trying to sign splashy players in free agency and also not always shopping at the 99-cent store. So we'll see if they struck that balance. I did think it was interesting when talking about specific free agent signings. They really think Brandon Stevens is going to be a player for them. I think we will gain a lot of confidence in this coaching staff, and specifically Aaron Glenn, if they take a guy who Ravens fans were celebrating that he left their organization and they turn this guy into a real player next to Sauce Gardner. And then, that's where I want to go next. I think if you listen to Aaron Glenn today, it is clear they have every intention of getting deals done with both Sauce Gardner and Garrett Wilson. I'm going to talk specifically about Sauce first. This was Aaron Glenn talking about Sauce Gardner, who he believes can be, and this was cool to hear from him, the best cornerback in football.
Listen, I wish this league was a league where, man, you could just be on top every play, every year. And listen, I say that respectfully of the players that of the players in this league. I know on a first-hand basis, as I go through my career, man, there were some years that I didn't play as well. But numbers-wise, I mean, it seemed like it was good because I think his numbers, as far as I'm not talking about interceptions, I'm talking about his ability to deny his coverage, but I thought those were pretty good. And that's just part of this league, man. This is a grown man's league. And every year, you're not going to be at the top of your game every year. The thing is, you thrive and you bust your ass to try to do that. The thing is that he has it in him. And you just said it. 2 years straight, he was a damn good player. So it's not like that's gone. It's just he didn't have the year that you guys want him to have. So he's going to have that again because who he is as a player. So I'm not worried about what happened last year with him. I don't think I know is the conversation that we've had and who he is as a man. And I know for a fact that he's going to get back to where he needs to be.
I agree with that. I've never wavered on that either. I haven't loved every move that this new regime has made so far, but the one thing I have felt confident about from the beginning is that Sauce Gardner is a player. Sauce Gardner is someone who I believe will get back to being what we saw his rookie and sophomore season. I still think he's one of the 5 best corners in the league, and that's a guy you pay. There's no perfect player. Does Sauce need to tackle better? He does. But I do think it was important for Glenn to bring up the fact it's not like this was a huge liability his first and second year in the league. And by the way, some of the best corners of all time weren't great tacklers. Darrelle Revis are rare in that regard. I need Sauce to be more of a playmaker as far as coming up with turnovers, interceptions. That's where I think great coaching and someone like Aaron Glenn, who was a master at that as a player, that's where we could see Sauce take his game to another level. But he's still a damn good player, wants to be here, leader. Those are the guys you pay. The amount of money the Jets have spent on guys who suck, and then there are some of you who don't want to pay Sauce and Garrett Wilson, it will never make any sense to me. You pay your homegrown players. That's how good teams are built. And I loved this from Aaron Glenn being asked about why they brought back Jamie and Sherwood.
Getting him was critical for us to continue to build this defense.
How do you feel like he fits in with your defense?
We want to sign him if I didn't think he would fit in.
No, I said how. How do you think he fits in?
He fits in very well. We wouldn't have signed him if I didn't think he could fit in.
I love that. If you ask a silly question, Aaron Glenn will get on your ass. And I love that. Now they got to win games or that act's going to get old. But at least right now, it's kind of funny. So I enjoyed that. So those are 3 cuts from Aaron Glenn. I did a whole video yesterday on the exclusive he gave to Judy Batista of NFL Network, NFL.com. But here's more on Glenn talking about Justin Fields specifically. Hold on, let me pull up the right graphic here. It's from Zach Rosenblatt's Twitter account. Multiple times, Aaron Glenn alluded to going back and watching what worked for Justin Fields at Ohio State. It is clear if you listen to Muji yesterday and Glenn today, the Jets feel like Justin Fields has never been properly coached. Now, it's kind of rich for us to think, well, the Jets are going to be the team that's going to quarterback develop someone with talent that hasn't put it together. But if they can do that, build the statue for Aaron Glenn. But it's clear, based on the comments that Glenn made yesterday, the comments he reiterated to the local media today, Justin Fields is the guy. They're not drafting a quarterback at 7. It is not happening. I've never felt more confident in that. So we could put to bed the Jackson Dart conversation at 7. Doesn't mean the Jets wouldn't add a quarterback to their room at some point. Notice, when Aaron Glenn was asked about Jordan Travis, the first thing he said was, if he's healthy. which tells me he's not even necessarily cleared yet. So can we stop with the Jordan Travis stuff? I think the Jets will draft a quarterback in all likelihood at some point, but it's not going to be early in this draft. And the quotes this week just reaffirm that. We're going to let him play quarterback. That's what he's always wanted to do. I'm not saying he hasn't had a chance to do that in other places. That's not my issue, but I know what I want to do with that player. He said he went back and watched Fields in college and thinks that he can process well when he's given the opportunity. Now, here's the issue you have with believing that the Jets could turn this, player who has talent and mold it into, a consistent franchise quarterback. They don't have enough weapons right now to feel confident in that. The Jets are telling you they think Justin Fields could be Sam Darnold with the Vikings. Well, the problem is Sam Darnold had the best receiver in football, an elite number 2 receiver, a running game, and above all else, an elite offensive mind calling plays for him. We can only hope Tanner Engstrand's anywhere close to Kevin O'Connell. So time will tell on that, but anyone who still thinks, this is a competition or they're going to draft someone, they're not. Justin Fields is their guy. They think they found a franchise quarterback that hasn't been utilized properly. I mean, that's it. Justin is the starter. We believe in Justin. We believe we can win with Justin. Muji said that yesterday. Muji said yesterday when asked about Mayfield and Darnold excelling in the right spot once they found a home, we think we can have the same type of result here. I mean, that's obvious. That's how they've operated. Now they got to find weapons around Fields. And they're basically done in free agency, too. If you listen to Glenn today, it's like, and now we're turning our focus to adding to our roster in the draft. So, once again, confirming what I have felt, okay, you took the under the radar, let's sign a bunch of, no names in free agency, get younger, 1-year deals. Then you got to hit on guys in this draft, especially guys that catch passes. So right now, you don't have enough guys that can do that. Some other takeaways here from this press conference. We read you the quote about Sauce, the confidence that Glenn has in him. I think we see Sauce return to an all-pro player this season. On Garrett Wilson, Aaron Glenn said, I wasn't here last year. I don't care what happened last year. Said Wilson is in a good place now. I would expect the Jets and Garrett Wilson to start having contract talks after the draft. That kind of feels like where this is headed. The Jets get to start their offseason program next week, April 7th. Because they have a first-year coach, they get to start 2 weeks earlier than teams that don't have a new coach. So I think part of the strategy is let's see these guys show up, get to know them a little bit, and then after the draft, then we'll talk shop. On Allen Lazard, they keep trying to put this narrative out there that he could be on the team. I'm not buying it. I think what's happening here is the Jets are trying to essentially see if they could get something for Lazard, but in all likelihood, I still think he gets released. I mean, we're going to talk about his blocking as a reason to keep him around. Come on. He's led the NFL in drop rate the last 2 years. We saw what it looked like without Aaron Rodgers already once. I don't need to see it again. I'm good. On the running back situation, Glenn went out of his way to highlight all 3 of the Jets running backs. I don't think the Jets are going to draft a running back early, even though this running back class is very good. I think we're going to see this team be truly a run-first offense, not just because they have Fields, but also because I think they truly do believe in the talent they have in Brees, Braylon Allen, and Isaiah Davis. We're going to utilize those guys. If we can get them all on the field at one time, we'll do that. I mean, I've said it for a while. Brees Hall has been completely underutilized, and they have not taken advantage of his skill set since he's been here. He should be used the way the Niners have used Christian McCaffrey. I think Brees is capable of being that type of back. an all-purpose dynamic playmaker, and hopefully Tanner Engstrand and this offense, they see it the same way and they can actually do it. Because that's really the biggest question. Like, there's so many ifs with the Jets. Did they answer some of these ifs? Like, do we have a real offensive mind overseeing the operation here? They could be better than we expect. But I think I speak for many saying, I don't really give a flying F what they say now. Show us. Because we're all tired of it. Comments, questions, super chats. We'll cut the line. We will get to your calls coming up. Curious what Jet fans thought of Aaron Glenn's 36-minute media availability earlier today. We already have 10 raffle entries in the ASMANIAC raffle. Kyle Clifton giving us a 10 spot before the show began. If you want in on the raffle, here's what you have a chance to win. A signed Joe Namath helmet. A signed Don Maynard helmet. And yesterday we made it official. Prize 3 in our Super Bowl 3 ASMANIAC raffle. Signed Weeb Eubank helmet. First time we've ever given away any Weeb Eubank merch. So your chance to win any of those 3 prizes. More prizes to be announced based on how many memberships we get. Also, want to plug this. It's the last day of March, which means if you want to get in on our Patreon, if you join for the year, you'll save 15%, plus it comes with 10 entries in the ASMANIAC raffle. So just go to patreon.com/Jake Asman Show, and you will be entered in the raffle. If you sign up for the year, you'll get bonus shows, Discord access, and I bring up the last day in March because if you want to get your name added to the countdown ticker in the intro, join the Patreon, and we will add you when we update the list of names. All right, super chat from Robert starts us off here. We'll get to ASMANIAC Madness coming up, so stay tuned for that. Like Aaron's confidence in Fields' processing speed. I thought it was a good answer. Look, I do like the approach the Jets have taken with Fields. Cut the bullshit, say he's the starter, and let's go. Like Tanner Engstrand knows he's designing an offense for Justin Fields. We don't got to play this game of, well, Tyrod's there too. Tyrod's not the starter. He's 36. He's injury prone. If I need one game, I have faith Tyrod Taylor could come in and not be the reason why we lose. The Jets are telling you they believe Justin Fields could be the reason why they win. We'll find out if they're right. I'm not convinced Fields is the answer long term, but I am convinced he gives us the best chance over some of the other options. That's how you got to look at it. All right, comments, questions, and super chats, send them in. We will get to them. Let's set the stage now for ASMANIAC Madness. Yesterday was a classic. Rick Kent nearly took out the number 1 seed in the train region, but it was the Lane train who survived and advanced to the Sweet 16. Who will Lane play? The answer is either the number 4 seed Kyle Clifton or the number 5 seed JGraves. Who you got? Your vote determines who's advancing, who's moving on to the Sweet 16. So now, let's hand things over to Jim Nance and get this matchup officially underway.
It's time for ASMANIAC Madness. Who will cut the nets down as the top ASMANIAC for 2025? Some of you don't even care, but we do. Let's get to it.
And we are officially underway. And joining us on the Gusbuster Umbrella Hotline to make her case is the number 5 seed in the matchup, JGraves. Hello, JGraves.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Jake. How are you?
We're living the dream, JGraves. How are you? Are you nervous? Are you excited? Your thoughts on this battle against Kyle Clifton?
I'm excited. It's going to be a good battle. I think it's going to be close. Kyle's a great caller. I know he's got some people behind him, so we'll just kind of see how it shakes out.
Love it.
But I do have some comments on Aaron Glenn. I do enjoy the Move in Silence, like you said. I agree with that. I've been singing Real Jesus, Move in Silence like lasagna all morning. I did also like how he's really high on Jaden Sherwood, talking about, he's our QB of our defense, like super high on him. I like that. I also I don't know if you brought this up, but they asked him about, having Tanner Engstrand be a first-time, play caller and how he's a passing coordinator. And he did say with Harbaugh in Michigan, he was calling plays there, and they were like a running offense. And that him and Ben in Detroit, and they had a good thing together, running the ball. and also passing the ball. So it made me feel a little bit better about that.
He also went out of his way to emphasize again, I'm not just a defensive coach. I've
Yeah.
studied offense every offseason the last 7 to 8 years. I'm prepared to oversee the entire football operation, which I like hearing that. Saleh also said the same thing. So let's hope that, unlike Saleh, who clearly was not an offensive guy, couldn't help any aspect of that side of the ball. Hopefully Aaron Glenn is truly different and really is, a true overseer of everything with the football team.
Yeah, I agree. He also said that he's gonna have his fingerprints everywhere, offense, defense, special teams. But that kind of brings me to my next point is he did say that with the coaches, they need to teach, they need to develop. We never heard Salah talk about development. So that got me excited too. Because I've always said that we've been able to develop our defense. That's been seen. I want to see our offense get developed. He also talked about signing the people you draft. He said, I don't know if that's happened in the past, but that's what I want to do. So that got me excited. Like I said, I'm cautiously optimistic. I'm not gonna really judge till we see what we got on the field. But he also said that too. He's like, I'm not gonna talk about scheme or about, Salah came in all gas, no brakes. And Glenn's not about that. He's like, we'll see who we have. We'll work to their strengths, which Salah can never do. So that's another good thing. He's not all rah, some motto. He's like, no, let's get the guys in here and see what we got.
I love it. I'm right there with you. They better hit on this draft though, because the way they have set up the roster, they essentially need to come away with multiple starters in this draft.
For sure, we got to plug up some of those holes. But I like Glenn. I like the hire. I was nervous like you with the first time coach, first time coordinators, all that. But I think he has better insight than Salah did. So we'll see what happens.
JGraves, I just checked the initial polling here, and if it's any indication of what's to come, this could be a 50-50 matchup here. 51
close.
40. Yeah. Oh, 50-50 as I'm speaking here. You and Clifton going at it. This could come down to the bitter end.
Yep. I mean, I knew I had my work cut out for me, so and then if whoever gets by today, we got to go against Lane Train anyway. So that's another tough one. So even today's victory is going to be short-lived for whoever wins because next up is a juggernaut. So
look, you have to just get there first, survive in advance, and you figure out the rest from there.
And that's all I got for you today, Jake. And everybody vote for me. Hopefully I make it through, and may the best ASMANIAC win.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jay Feisty, JGraves checking in. Let's not waste any time. From JGraves to her opponent, Kyle Clifton is next. Hello, Kyle.
What's going on, Jake? How are you?
Kyle, I'm good. How are you feeling? 50-50 right now I'm seeing. Back and forth seesaw affair we could be looking at here.
I'm nervous, cautiously optimistic. Just trying to see what I can do to get things over the finish line. You'll note that I'm wearing the pink to try and sway the 5%ers because we know that JGraves is the last participant. It should be a battle down to the wire. And just looking at your comments from Coach Glenn's news conference, the positivity is great. Hopefully he's going to be a guy who won't coddle his guys and will hold them accountable, which is what we all feel was kind of a problem with Salah. It's just a matter of getting the right people in place. I feel like if we don't get a weapon, but at least one by the end of day two, that can plug and play as a starter, we've got real problems with this team. I think that my preference is because I think that there's more depth at tight end is to bring in a tight end to be that weapon. And my personal preference for helping with more of the inline stuff would be, guys like Warren and Arroyo and Mason Taylor. But yeah, I'm looking forward to see how this matchup plays out. I'm probably going to start getting caught up in work here very, very shortly, and might not be able to kind of jump back in. But I appreciate the competition. I appreciate JGraves, Jay Feisty, as she's called. She's charming AF, as the kids say, and it's going to be tough to take down.
50-50, Kyle. I just checked. This is unreal. We've only had one ever overtime match, but I would feel very comfortable if this ended up being 50-50 and we went to OT. Because I mean, you're both excellent callers, and I think it's very tough for the voters to decide, and the initial polling is proving that to be the case.
Very good. I'll talk to you soon, Jake.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 4 seed, Kyle Clifton. 50-50, man. What a battle. Almost 200 votes have been cast. There's almost 400 of you watching. Please click the thumbs up button, the like button. We're giving away more chances to win a signed Weave Eubank helmet, Don Maynard helmet, and Joe Namath old school helmet. All 3 of these items come with a certificate of authentication. Bo C is in the Asmaniac raffle for 10. Bo. I got to work with Gator on a Bo video. Maybe we do something around the famous Bo Jackson Nike commercial, but we just edit Bo's face over Bo Jackson. Maybe we do that. I don't know, but either way, this is for you, Bo. Nothing like Bobby Midnight's man boobs in the morning, am I right? Leonardo Santos. Bobby's still boycotting the show, by the way. Salvatore Scardino. Chorus. Hunter Beckworth. Rob75. The Mott Zone. Nicholas Fiorello. Greg Gagnon. Benny Bronx. All receiving channel memberships from Bo C. Thank you as always, Bo. Appreciate you. Quick super chat here from Lee Van, who says, Charles told me to unsub and called me a P word. Man, what did you do to tick off Charles Gorman? God. All right, more of your calls right now. Ladies and gentlemen, this guy won one of our big raffle prizes 2 weeks ago. He won the signed Don Maynard jersey. The great Rat Diddy is on the line. What's up, Rat?
What's going on?
Hey,
Check it out.
There it is.
Look at
Show
that.
off that jersey.
Wow, man. I appreciate it. Thanks, everybody.
You got the one with all the lists his Hall of Fame accomplishments, right? There it is. Yep, that's awesome. That's great.
Yep. I know I don't get a chance to call as much as I used to, but I had to call in for the Don Maynard jersey, so I appreciate it. How are things?
Rat, we're good, man. We're living the dream.
I could tell. You are a man. You are a man around town of New York City in your first year back to NYC, buddy.
It's been a year. Isn't that crazy? It's actually a year to the date that I moved from Houston.
Wild. Yeah, I wanted to kind of talk about Aaron Glenn as well. What a difference from our press conference between him and Robert Saleh. You could tell the difference between a guy who actually has been a leader of men, and Robert Saleh uses buzzwords, and we all hated his press conferences, and he was always ramrodding his system, no matter what the player. Aaron Glenn never talked about his system. He talked about players and and figuring out the mold. You mentioned that with the OC with Tanner. So, I'm cautiously optimistic like everybody else, but I'm looking forward to the season. We're due for another circuit trip, my man. We're due.
We are. I don't have the dates yet, but the plan is to be there in August again with their annual kickoff contest weekend.
Yeah, and back to the Asmaniac bracket, man. Tough one here with JGraves and Kyle Clifton. I'm leaning towards my man Kyle Clifton since he was part of the circa high stakes fantasy league last year. Hopefully we're doing that again. Would love to do it again. But man, props to Nick Shine and Boomtown for setting that whole thing up, and the rest of the committee. Holy cow, could not have been better than it has been. So
you got to be in this tournament next year, Rat. We just need you to call it a little bit more.
I'm a busy man, so it's kind of tough, but I try. I'll definitely try moving forward.
I love it. Well, I mean, get ready for the matchup this afternoon. I mean, you want to talk about legends going at it. Bonesy and Chef Kev, a 3 versus 6. It feels like this could be a finals matchup.
Holy cow. I mean, Bonesy's my man. So I love Chef Kevin's calls as well. But yeah, that's definitely going to be a good one for sure.
I love it. Rat, you're the man. I'm glad you got that jersey. You deserve it.
All right, bud.
Ladies and gentlemen, Rat Diddy checking in. One of the greats. Man, what a matchup this afternoon, huh? A matchup so great that both candidates sent in extensively long campaign videos. Like this one from the Bonesy campaign. Give it to us, Bones.
Oh, you guys want something? Want something? My name's Mr. Bonesy. I smoked that dro. I'm about to flow on the Jake Asman show.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is the first step to being
LG legendary Asmaniac. But moving on to the next step, it's the craziness, being a crazy Jets fan. As you could tell, I wear my Jets gear everywhere, even in family photos that go on a Christmas card. When I got married, we had a Jets cake. We had a little couple smooches in, next to that Jets cake, and then we did this.
That's the coolest thing. Yeah, awesome. All the Jets fans in the house, good job.
Man, remember when we actually had hope as a franchise? It was a beautiful thing. I mean, what times those were. But moving on to the next step of legendary OG status, and that's hanging out with the Asmaniac family that Jake has built. You can't start that off with no one other than Gator himself, comedy genius, the legend. Love you, Gator. You move on to Cornrow Gary. We got Craig from Down Under and his beautiful wife. We got Nate Dogg and Gary's beautiful wife. We got Nate Dogg himself. Nate Dogg smoking 2 joints at once outside T Squared. We got Nate Dogg smoking 2 joints at once again at the Jets game. Speaking of weed, we got Clancy and Addison. We got me and Hawky Poo. Me and my friend who's in the witness protection program. I won't mention his name. We got the 3 amigos. I mean, look at this classic with me, Weed the People, Snowball, Knobcraft. Look, then we got Connor, the 3-year-old PFF champion himself. Chef Kev, baby. Me and Mark have a good day. Me, Jake, and my boyfriend Nick Shine. Rat Diddy himself, he sent me the best birthday present I could have ever asked for, and that was Marilyn Monroe herself. And then look at this with JJ's arm. We call him the gripper. That guy did not let go of anybody's arm the whole night. And just some throwbacks to Vegas, you know, J Mags, Richie from Jets Media, Lee Van. Understanding it on this last photo, me versus Neil. What a battle when I hosted the shoe off. I'm going to end it right there. Drop the mic. Vote Mr. Bonesy.
Let's get a little worse, of course. Ready?
Let's go next. Let's go next, baby. Incredible. But that's only our first campaign video. Because in the middle of the night, this also came in from Bonesy's matchup this afternoon. Chef Kevin. Who you voted for? Good luck deciding. Thank you to Bonesy and Chef Kev for that. Mr. Bonesy, Chef Kevin. Also, Chef Kevin would like me to remind all that the offer he put forth on the show yesterday, the Chef Kevin raffle, still stands. Any super chat you send in endorsing Chef Kevin gives you a chance to win the following 4 prizes. A mystery 4-pack of beer that's valued around $30. A Cloverleaf Tavern gift basket. And at the New Jersey meetup this summer, Chef Kevin will personally cook you an entree of your choice and a signed Chef Kevin Cloverleaf Tavern chef coat. That's where things stand in a matchup of Titans this afternoon. On that note, phone lines are open. Comments, questions, super chats, cut the line. We're talking about Aaron Glenn's presser from this morning, 36 minutes in length, emphasizing getting younger, moving in silence. Hope they actually can win some games. Wouldn't that be nice? Uno with a super chat. The Jets gear did it for me. JGraves got my vote. Well, I'll tell you what. The matchup right now on the show is a battle. 50-50. 17 minutes the poll has been open. Almost 300 votes that have been cast. That's incredible. 2 great callers, Clifton and JGraves. Winner gets Lane Train. Good luck. It's going to be a battle. Henny writes in, I really don't get the people that don't like Garrett and Sauce. Like, we can easily draft players that good again. Yeah, to me, it's the dumbest logic. Like, the amount of bad money the Jets would spend in free agency, and some of you are going to be hung up on trying to pay your homegrown stars. You get a deal done with them. You figure it out. You keep them. I thought it was good to hear Aaron Glenn talk about Jamie and Sherwood today and why they needed to keep him. He fits. Quarterback of the defense. Young ascending player. These are all the same things we could say about both Sauce and Garrett. Oh, you can't. First off, it's not your money. It's Woody Johnson's money, and he's got a shitload of it. All right? So maybe he should spend it on good football players. Just an idea. Uno Jets in the ASMANIAC raffle 4-5.
It's the ASMANIAC membership raffle. For every membership gifted, you receive 1 ticket entered in the raffle to win epic prizes.
L Train Anderson, JD Jets, AF, TC, Carl Bananas. Thank you very much to Uno Jets for getting in the raffle. I really want to emphasize the Weeb Eubank prize we're doing this week. We've never given away any items that have been signed by Weave. There's just not that many out there. So it took a while to find a memorabilia company that actually would sell me some Weave gear. So your chance to win this, plus the Maynard helmet, plus the Joe Namath old school helmet. Those are the top 3 prizes in our Super Bowl 3 raffle. I got my Super Bowl 3 replica ring right here, baby. Maybe one day we'll win another Super Bowl. Wouldn't that be nice? Hit the like button if you haven't. Make sure you vote. It is a battle right now in our first matchup of the day in the greatest tournament in sports. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us right now on the Gusbuster hotline is Ricky NY.
I'm Ricky, New York, and I love to smoke. Florida State, I really love Florida State. Jordan Travis, you know he's from Florida State. At any rate, I call into smoking debate. Florida State, I really love Florida State. At any rate, thanks for taking my call, Jake.
What's up, Ricky?
That's awesome. By the way, I'm smoking. I do like to smoke, and thank you, Jake. By the way, for the idea. After your prize announcement, I think my next burner account is going to be Weed Eubanks.
That's funny.
So, look out for that name in the chat because Weed is coming for you. Great matchup today. You know, 2 heavy hitters. You know, you got Kyle, who, you know, as part of the sack exchange, you can't undervalue what he means to the organization.
That's right.
And JGraves, I'll tell you what. Not only is she one of our last, 4%ers left, but if you ever watched Nick Shine show, like my favorite part of Nick Shine show is like when he cuts to a commercial break and JGraves pops up and says, "This just in, you can go F yourself." It's like so perfect for so many different occasions. Um, it was a tough choice, but I'm going to have to go with JGraves on this one today. And, Bonesy's my guy for later on. But yeah, I never thought of doing like a pre-recorded campaign video like that. That's a good idea, but somebody can just clip this, and this will be my campaign video because I was fired up after listening to AG today. Very happy with a lot of the things that he talked about, and not only are we built for this shit, but we're building this shit right now. And I like what he said about Stevens. He's a big, tall, physical corner that can tackle, and his problem has been not, creating turnovers, which they think they can coach into him. One thing that he said, though, is he can run with fast receivers. He's got the speed to run with fast receivers. And whether it was Tank Dell, Alex Pierce, seemed like anytime DJ Reed went up against a guy with 4.3 speed at the end of the year last year, he was getting burnt. So, as good as he was, like that was the one area that he maybe lacked in a little bit. And we can say the same thing about Sauce with the not creating turnovers, but I think AG can coach that into him. When he talked,
I think Sauce is gonna have a big year. I'm very confident Sauce Gardner's gonna have a big season.
I think so too. When he talked about Cisco, he didn't just talk about him being a part of the team. He actually said he thinks he'll be a leader in our secondary. Said he knows the player, familiar with the player, doesn't know what the hell happened in Jacksonville last year, but was very confident in. I mean, I have a lot more confidence in our draft picks after listening to him talk. Additionally, when he talked about his coaches and how he it was cool because he actually talked about like how he scouted the coaches, and maybe the scouting background comes into it. But each guy, he said like former players come with that credibility, of having the experience, so they automatically get respect. But even the other guys that weren't players, he said it's how they teach, their ability to get through to these younger players. And it made me feel a lot more confident in his coaching staff. I know in particular he talked about Tanner, but just as a whole, it makes me feel more confident. And I really truly believe that we have the right type of leadership for this team, what we've lacked for a long time. And I know a lot of people are skeptical, whatever, your negative Jet fans are going to, but this is a new thing. This isn't the old regime. This isn't what we've dealt with. And whenever Aaron Glenn talks about like how much he believes in the Jets, like it's clear that Aaron Glenn thinks about the Jets as in Curtis Martin era Jets when he was there. They ran the ball, they played good defense, and we were in the playoffs damn near every year. Like he's thinking of those late 90s, early 2000s Jets when he's talking about the Jets, and that's the Jets teams that I loved. And I think that we have recency bias, a lot of us. Things have been so bad for so long that we're hesitant to think that things can change. But I think things are changing, and I'm looking forward to it, man. Cannot wait.
I hope so. It's not the first time I felt like things were changing and they somehow stay the same or get worse. So we'll see. I mean, anytime you listen to Aaron Glenn talk, if you're a Jet fan, you want him to be the guy because he's a Jet and he gets it. But, we'll see. It's only time will tell. I do know this, though, Ricky. Get ready to sing along.
I'm Ricky, New York, and I love to smoke. Florida State, I really love Florida State. Jordan Travis, you know it's from Florida State. At any rate, I call into smoking debate. Florida State, I really love Florida State. At any rate, thanks for taking my call, Jake.
The line about get ready to smoke and debate is hilarious. It's so good. Ladies and gentlemen, a huge shout out is in order to Bo C. 10 spot channel membership. Who else but Bo?
We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
Raffle entries for Bo.
It's the ASMANIAC membership raffle. For every membership gifted, you receive one ticket entered in the raffle to win epic prizes.
On SOTM Network, Jeremy, Jace B, Ricky Ricardo, Alan is a douche nozzle, Kevin Rabinsai, Jorge Ruiz, Cold Milk, Caretaker Franco, all receiving channel memberships. Congrats to everyone who got one, and a huge thank you to Bo C for supporting the show. He says, give Jake some support. I'll lead by example. Now, that's a leader right there, that Bo C. But remind me what prize you won in the raffle on Friday. I forget. But I do know you won something. And you're off to a good start in this one. Once again, Joe Willie helmet, Don Maynard helmet, Weeb Eubank signed helmet. Pretty cool. Super Bowl III raffle. I can already tell you one of the prizes in the raffle. I haven't officially announced it. Will be a replica Super Bowl ring as well. I'll update the slideshow at some point to reflect that. So there's at least 4 prizes in the raffle. Comments, questions, super chats, cut the line. Your thoughts on the Glenn presser? Big fella with a super chat. Alan really is getting a ton of memberships. Yeah, it's amazing how many Alan is a douche accounts that have been created. Or have they? Ladies and gentlemen, more of your calls right now. This guy knows how to beat Alan in a competition. Jets Johnny is on the line. Hey, Johnny.
Jake, my brother, how you doing today, man?
What's up, Johnny?
I didn't beat him. I spanked him, bro. That was light work. But I wanted to talk about the press conference because I was really fired up, like Richie, said, but he kind of stole most of my points. But I really like Andre Cisco. Like I've said it from the jump. This dude, like, I'm not gonna say too much. You're just gonna see he's a baller. That's all I gotta say. I like how he said Fields was the starter. There's no backtracking with this guy. Like, he makes a statement and it is what it is. So I loved it. He clarified it. Fields is the guy, and that's it. I still don't know why he said we want to win now. Like, I don't get why you say something like that when this is clearly like I know, like, the fan in me is like 20-0 and stuff like that. But if I'm like, calling in the Jake Asman show trying to be like serious, it's like, I don't know how you can say you want to win now, because win now what? Like, what exactly?
It's a message to the players in the locker room that are feeling down about moving on from Rodgers and starting over. Quinnen had the tweet. I guess it's another rebuild. Like, he's sick of losing. It's like that's the message. It's like, we're gonna compete in every game. Send that message to the locker room that no, we're trying to win now. Their actions aren't like we're all in to win, but they can win.
Right.
If what they're saying about Fields, they believe he's a franchise quarterback. I don't think he is. I hope I'm wrong, but like, that's how they're operating.
I don't know that he's a franchise quarterback, because, like, if you're talking franchise, you're talking like Patrick Mahomes, or is that what we're talking about? Or are we talking about like a Kyler Murray? I think he could be like a Kyler Murray.
Here's
like,
my definition of a franchise quarterback. If you build the right team around him, can you win a Super Bowl? Like, Jalen Hurts is a franchise quarterback. I don't think he's a top 5 quarterback in the league, but he just won the Super Bowl. That to me is how I look at it.
Yeah, if you're going by that definition, like, he's not right now, but I think Justin Fields could be in the right situation with the right coach around him. You know what I mean? And you build the right offense around him to utilize his skills that he does have. I think he could do it. But, right now, like, obviously not. He's nowhere close. But I just like the confidence that AG has in himself and in the coaching staff and in the players that he signed up. So I'm all about it. Like, I can't help but, I hope for the best, but he's got me fired up, man. Like, I'm ready to go. And then the other thing that I really liked that he said was, because, like, when Saleh came in, like, Sauce Gardner and Garrett Wilson, they didn't start, but, like, he's like, yo, whoever's the best player, regardless if they're a rookie, if they're whatever, that's the guy who's going to start. So I love that, because, there's no playing around. You just play the best guys and let that be. I did want to say one thing. I wanted to shout out my guy, Ryan Koza, I wanted to put a helmet on, and you said you was gonna send me a Kevin Mawai helmet, but I guess we're not friends no more. So
did it arrive, by the way?
No, not yet. But I do got another helmet that I wanted to put on to shout out my guy, for calling me out the other day. So, I see you, man. I see all the Johnnies, everybody who shouted me out. So, this for you, my man. And I'm just giving you a little shit, Jake. That's all, man. It hasn't come in yet, but
I'll look into the tracking to see if there's a timetable on that, because it's so annoying. Sometimes it takes forever when you order it from these websites.
Nah, you good, my man. Let me see, what else did I have anything to say? Oh yeah, what am I talking about? JGraves, let's go. Shout out Kyle Clifton, he's the man. But let's be real, JGraves is the last 4% in this race. So that's all I got to say. And plus, she's the woman. So I met her at the Halloween party. So that's it. That's all I got to say, man. I appreciate you. Love you, Jake. Have a good one, brother.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up to Jet Johnny. The man served our country, but his most impressive accomplishment is knocking Allen's ass out of the tournament. He will forever be known as the Allen Destroyer. Incredible. Hit the like button if you're just tuning in. We got memberships flying off the shelves. This is a great day to get a membership. Subscribe to the channel first, like the video second, turn on gifted memberships third, and you're in.
It's the ASMANIAC membership raffle. For every membership gifted, you receive one ticket entered in the raffle to win epic prizes.
We got 5 from J-Boy to get us rolling here. Here we go. If you hear your name, you thank J-Boy. Green Fiend NYJ, Charlie D, Jurgen Kohler, Harrison Shapiro, and Anthony Grassi. But wait, there's more. A guy who will be at our draft party, David Atkins, coming all the way from Carolina to New York City, has gifted 5 channel memberships.
We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
Here we go. Benjamin Bangs, Douche Nozzle Allen, Sam Aboff, to J14, Tom Eck, and JetDad26, all receiving channel memberships. Ladies and gentlemen, if you thought we were done, you're out of your mind. Peter Castro with a 10 spot for the people of the Jake Asman community.
Oh, shit.
Castro in for 10. He remembers Super Bowl III. JVP, Jordan Griffin, Christian Medina. Jake's going to come up with another name about Allen being a douche. Tickles Barber, Tristan Edge, Shavaim Tino Feely, Deceptive, Just NJ, GB Jr., all receiving channel memberships. Oh, we are not done. Are you kidding me? Janice Jett is one of the nicest people that I've ever interacted with the show. She is gifted 10 channel memberships in the next ASMANIAC raffle.
Get your ass off my super chats. Some of these are gifted memberships too.
Hey.
The hell with it.
MJ from Jax, John Barcasella, Quay Bills, Jason Yeager, Jason F., John DiFlippo, Justin Lusbader, Heath A., Danny Campbell, all receiving channel memberships. Wow. Unbelievable. Thank you to everyone who supports the show. It's those amount of memberships that allow us to give away the prizes we give out every week. This will be our 21st raffle since December 1st. Best fans in sports. More calls right now. Chris G is on the line. Hello, Chris.
What's up, Jake? How's it going?
Chris, what's going on?
So hearing Glenn talk is so refreshing. The way he just puts reporters in their place, it's just so great to hear, because we've had coaches with Robert Saleh who are too buddy with players and with the media. And one thing that I would highlight from Glenn's conference this morning was that he said he's going to let Fields play quarterback and let Fields run this offense, which I think is so key. I've been saying this for so long that, they actually let Fields throw the ball and whip it around. I think a main part of his getting benched with the Steelers is that, they told him to play conservative. So he wasn't really throwing to open receivers deep down the field, because I feel like they wanted him to play conservative and check it down more. So I think it's key that we play to his strengths, we coach him up, and we just let him do what he's going to do. Let Justin Fields be Justin Fields.
I do think it was interesting that when they tried to basically ask him about designing the offense for him to run and all that, and it was, we're going to let him be a quarterback. It's like, okay, if you're going to let him be the quarterback, that means from day one of OTAs, like it's his offense, and let's see what he could do, getting a full year of like, you're the guy, go out there and live up to the, top 15 pick in the draft billing you once upon a time had. Chris? You there? Hello?
Oh yeah, I'm lagging here. Let me just. Oh, I'm back. But yeah, I think it's very key that they let him throw the ball. I think it's key that they let him run, play to his strengths.
I'm with you, Chris. Good call. I think there was a delay. We'll see. I mean, Fields gets a year. Let's see what these offensive coaches are. They haven't proven they're incompetent yet, so we got to give them the benefit of the doubt. Taylor says, thoughts on the torpedo bats? I love it. I mean, they're legal, so what do I care? Whatever helps the Yankees keep hitting 9 home runs in a game, I'm with it. It's funny because it's only a couple of the players actually using them. Like Judge is not using it. He doesn't need it. It's a bat tailored to these players' swings. And you know what? It's good for baseball because the game has become so pitching dominated, especially with these bullpens now. It's about time the hitter gets some sort of advantage because it's never been harder to hit in Major League Baseball than it is today. Like that is a scientific proven fact. So I love it. I mean, but the Yankees aren't the only team using these bats. Like Francisco Lindor uses the same bat too. So they're legal bats. But it's because of the Yankees, so it gets a ton of attention. And on the day they talked about it, they set a franchise record in home runs. But I love it. I love the fact that it's not even April yet. We already got the Yankee haters out in full force. Rad Diddy with a $20 super chat. Asmaniac Medal of Honor for Jets Johnny taking out Allen. Has Bobby really quit the show after his L? Come on, Bobby. Not the way to get people on your side. I don't actually know why Bobby quit the show. I think he started boycotting because after Jay Quest defeated Bobby Midnight, he came out and said that he felt bad, so he sent Bobby $20. And I called out Bobby for accepting $20 for losing a fair and square competition that is voted on by the people. That's how I look at it. Bobby didn't like that. JD says the show's been great without Bobby's disruptions. Yeah, I'll tell you what we need, though, right? If we don't have Bobby, thank God that we have Beast Breaker.
Beast Breaker 666. He's the man who would kick your ass, and then he'd gobble-goo.
Time to turn a little dragon force on. How you feeling, JT? Hello. Hey, now, last night, if anyone didn't watch the Knicks game, congratulations to those Knicks. Very good. And I wouldn't mind saying tomorrow is April Fool's Day. I hate April Fool's Day. I used to hate that in school. I used to hate that in high school. But you know what? It's all in good fun. I don't mind if someone puts a little this on my head or an ant down my back. That's fine. But there's gonna be some surprises. That 36-minute thing with Aaron Glenn, it's beautiful. You know, I like how he tells me to get off my back.
Would you silence, or should I do one of these?
Nice fart. I like that fart. Except I don't do that. I only do that in certain occasions when you get so backed up with gas. But that's okay. Oh, very funny, Tom Ace. Ha ha ha. Tomorrow I'm going with the big fella. So I gotta get ready for big fella. So big fella, go get Charles Gorman for me. Kick his ass, boy. Go get him and knock him out with one punch. This punch. Boom! And I'm going to. Oh, does anybody remember WrestleMania 1? Did you know 40 years ago from today, the very first WrestleMania on this date, March 31st, 1985, it happened on this day. Boy, I was a baby back then, but that was okay. Oh, Emmanuel, you know what? Go cry me a river, As a matter of fact, I don't want to hear you crying, you little crybaby. Go back to first grade if you can't handle the heat, you little crybaby. So, I don't know. I've said this hundreds of times. I feel great. I feel good. But tomorrow's April Fool's Day. That's for little kids. That's for my fun. That's great and all. But you know what? WrestleMania was a great thing. Sure, we had Roddy Piper, Orndorff, and Cowboy Bob Orton to go against Hogan, Mr. T, and Jimmy Super Fly. And I'm going to say this too. I'm ready for football, but not yet. Not yet. Baseball's just started. I wouldn't mind hearing some good action, but there's going to be one guy I'm going to miss. And you know who I'm going to miss the most? Harry Doyle. The guy from Major League. I'm going to miss him. They're still there, big fella. I just got to get a call appointment up and take care of it. Don't worry about me. Let me just say this. I've been through plenty of wars, kid. I'm still walking and I'm still breathing air. Just remember, it's going to take everything that I got to knock me down. I've been down before. I can get up again. Just remember that. Emmanuel, quit crying. Go in the corner. Go in the corner. You're a first grader to me. You're a little first grader. Get out of here. Get out of here. Go cry somewhere else. This is the Jake show, not the crybaby show. You want to cry, go over there to the corner. Go to the corner. Thank you. Now, let me just say this for everybody. I'll be okay. My kidney stones will be okay. I'm not gonna. No, I don't like doing. Big fella, I was not a Kamala person. I was a Randy Savage guy, a Jake the Snake guy, and the Heart Foundation. And let me just say this: I love those guys more than anything. Jake Quest 57, that's unacceptable to me. This is unacceptable. I don't talk about. If you're gonna talk disgusting on this show, please excuse yourself because that's a little inappropriate. Please be a little nice and please be a little biased.
You got to fix the internet up, man. We want to hear what you got to say,
Well, don't worry. I got something to fix it. The very first part of the day.
Holy shit.
Come on. I love these farts. They're funny. They're so funny. The comedy just keeps getting better and better and better. Hey, I like my mustache. Excuse me? Yeast infection, really? I've heard that from somewhere before 21 years ago from a dirtbag, and I'm not gonna bring that up right here. If you're gonna act like kids on this show, like little babies, go in the corner. I'm trying to be nice. I'm trying to be serious here. I'm trying to keep things at an honest rate. See, I don't like when you come on here and talk about a certain couple private parts, inappropriate gesture, inappropriate behavior, very inappropriate. Jay Quest. My comedy is a little more funnier than today's bull crap on TV. See, I'm not Kevin James. I like the guy. I respect the man. Excuse me, Brian. Sausage swallower, really? Really, kid? Kid, I don't swallow sausage. Maybe you do, but another question's problem solved. Macho Man, yes, I love Macho Man. Thank you. Jay Quest, I have a very busy schedule on my hands. I got books to write, I got things to do, and I got grass to cut. There's things in life you got to look forward to. If you don't, let me say this. Emmanuel, I'm not going to. Do you want me to do what Jake did to the one guy on the show and tell you, hey, cut the bullshit with me and stop acting like a 2-year-old? Do your act civilized or get off this channel. I'm sick and tired of it. Enough is enough. God damn. It's bad enough. I'm trying to be nice. I'm trying to be nice, cool, calm, and collective. I'm worried about this damn thing called a heart. Barbarossa, my book it's gonna come soon. It's 30 years of life, man. It's tough. I like to see you live the lifestyle like I have. I've took on some pretty big dudes in my life. And you know what? They've all come and gone. It's like sex. It comes, it goes. Everything is come and go. In one day, out the other. It's like money. Once you cash a check in, it's gone. Then you gotta wait for another one. Then you gotta wait and wait and wait. It's like you gotta keep the flow going. You ever hear of keep the money coming? Yeah, keep them coming.
Can you give us like a boxing tutorial on the show?
So the jab, that's a 1. Right cross.
You think you take Beastbreaker?
I'm pretty sure I could beat Beastbreaker in a fight.
What gives you the confidence?
The physical appearance of Beastbreaker and having been in countless fights.
What do you mean the physical appearance?
He can't get out of bed.
That's not true. He definitely can get out of bed. He's up. Yeah.
That's training 101. Welcome to my class, Gary.
Hey, he did get out of bed. Good for you.
Get up, sunshine! I think it's called fear, son. I think it's called fear.
Yeah. Sit down before you have a heart attack, Beast.
That's scary enough to knock one out. Oh, look, you little fuck. I got something for you. Come on down. Who's next? Come on. Who wants a little?
He looks to be in great physical condition.
Yeah, baby.
Strike first, strike hard, no mercy. The enemy confronts you, he's the enemy. Just bring it all you got. You're all just a bunch of little babies with no guts.
I mean, I learned a lot there, Gary.
Yeah.
What a moment in time that was, huh? David Atkins, Super Chat, Beast Feast, Wrestling at the Garden, headliner, Gary vs. Beast, special referee Lane. Yeah, baby. Hey, Beast, you're up?
Hey.
Can't wait. Well, no. Ryan says, great show today. Helmet to Helmet Talk next show. Ryan, call in, baby. Folks, let's update ASMANIAC Madness right now. 51-49. JGraves slightly up over the Kyle Clifton. You kidding me? As tight as it could be. Beast, who you got, Clifton or JGraves? Thanks for the time. All right, on that note, let's say hi to JT. What's up, JT?
Jake. Very salient points on that second Beast call, I do got to say.
So some people are going to say that was the better call out of the two we still had.
He might have made the best points he's ever made on that call, to be honest. Dude, how about them Yankees?
Dude, what a start, man. What a start. Hey, it's early. It's not even April yet, but nice to see some of the younger guys play well and the guys they added this offseason get off to good starts, build some confidence.
Right. Betting the over on the runs has really lifted my funds this season so far. I bet the over on all 3 games, and I hit 2 of them. So we'll take it. But as far as Glenn's presser on the Jets topic, dude, I just want to run through a wall for that dude, man. He knows how to give it to the reporters, and he knows how to hype me up. I feel like, I don't know. I don't think we've had a coach give it to reporters like that since Rex, and he just does it every single press conference.
He's a leader. He's
yep.
You see it. He's certainly qualified for the role. The question is, 1, can he get a quarterback? They think it's Fields. We'll find out. And 2, if it's not Fields, then what's the pivot next year potentially? And how many wins can they get just basically just being a well-coached team? Because that's what they're banking on. And also, we got to give Glenn the benefit of the doubt with his coaching staff, but there's a lot of questions there. You have a very young offensive staff in general, including a guy calling the plays that's never done it before. So we'll see. I think the Angstrom hire will define a lot of Aaron Glenn's time here.
I agree with you completely. I have high hopes, but obviously we have to see it. We have to see the product on the field before we can crown anybody. But I have faith because I'm a delusional Jets fan. But thanks for the time today, Jake.
JT, who do you have in the Clifton JGraves battle? Beast, he was speechless. Do you have any thoughts on it?
I do. Both are very good callers. Both always bring up very good points. I am gonna have to give the edge to JGraves. I have met her in person twice at both of the events I went to, both of the Asman show events, the T Squared and the home opener at Tailgate. So having meet JGraves, she's an awesome Jets fan. So I think I'm gonna have to give her the edge. I did pick JGraves.
I can't believe you're picking JGraves as you call in live from the Kyle Clifton estate.
Have you noticed that ever since people started using since people started visiting Kyle Clifton's house, he hasn't been here?
He's just renting out his home to Asmaniacs nationwide.
Dude, he's been on the beach. He's been in front of that brick wall, which I haven't seen that one yet. He's abandoned his house, man. It's not cool. I came here for a nice glass of whiskey, and I come to an empty house.
I'll tell you what, JT, you make some salient points. Maybe Kyle will show up and convince you to vote for him. Also, I'm going to publicly shame Barbarossa into joining the Patreon because Boomtown's trying to get a hold of him to work on a special project, and he asked, how do I get in touch with you, Barbarossa? Barbarossa, the best way to do it is you go to patreon.com/Jake Asman Show, and you get your ass in there, baby. Kyle Clifton is gifted a channel membership. Many are saying Kyle Clifton's trying to buy votes. And to that I say, buy more. Because everyone should know this. I am a Capel fish. Rich Faber, the recipient of the membership there from the Kyle Clifton. Right now it's tight, 51-49, almost 500 votes have been cast. That's amazing. That is tight. Real tight. I think this afternoon could be a battle as well. That battle features an OG versus an OG. Two guys that I would say are beloved in the community. Ladies and gentlemen, live from Alden's we go. We hear from the 3 seed in the train region.
The only thing better than Alden's shoes is Joey D. Cozy totally rules. Jake, my brother, I'm high as a kite. I love everybody. Damn, this show is crazy.
Jake, my brother.
Mr. Bonesy. What a video you put forth. The original one being 6 minutes and 50 seconds. I was like, good Lord.
You know, I didn't want to leave anybody out, so the 6-minute one did have a lot more videos. It had the Nick Shine lap dance. You know, I'll be completely honest. I didn't plan on really doing a campaign until I saw Chef Kev's call yesterday, and then I was like, calling from my closet, do nothing for the show. All right, Chef, I got you, dog. You woken the beast, baby. I'll just chop something up a little bit and get this rolling. So it was fun making it. It really brought back all the memories. You know, it was so much fun that we had, especially in Vegas and all the Alden parties. It was good stuff. So appreciate all the love, everybody. And sorry for I was talking to you because I fell asleep with my daughter on my chest because, like Chef Kev's family, my family, for the last 3 weeks, we cannot get it out of the house. The stomach bug and the flu. It is just, my wife is down for the count. So I fell asleep and I woke up at like 11:45 and I was like, oh shit, I gotta send it to Jake, and you're still live.
I'm still working. Yeah. I did 9 hours. I did 9 hours of broadcasting yesterday on a damn Sunday. 4 hours on Sirius, 2 on YouTube, and then 3 on ESPN last night. So I was up, man. I was happy to take a look at it and start editing it down and then get it ready. And then the problem was, it's not your fault. It's the timing of the NFL calendar. Glenn speaking this morning, I had to then grab those clips and get, so like it was more, it was just more to get ready for this morning, but it worked out. We got it played.
You did. I appreciate you getting me in there. You know, Glenn, man, I don't know what it is about him, but he just until we see wins on the field, but he just he just makes me feel like he knows what he's doing. Like he just has this swagger about him that I don't know. He just the way he talks, he seems so serious. Like if he says something, he means it. And especially when he was talking about Fields and Stevens and how we wanted to lay low in this free agency. We don't want to win because we normally have been winning the free agency. And what is it equated to? Nothing. So, you know, I'm going to give these guys the benefit of the doubt. We know that what's his name just won. Jalen Hurts just won the Super Bowl. They had the 29th passing offense. So,
What
you
was their
know,
rushing offense? Probably one, right? With Saquon.
oh yeah, with Saquon. I mean, again, Bree's saying Saquon. Let's get that straight. But you know, yeah, my brother's just had come out of my closet, as Chef has called. Yo, listen, Chef, don't be hating on the closet, dog. A lot of memories have been here, made here. You know what I'm saying? This is a good closet to be in. But
That's where you produce your third child, I believe.
Hey, Jake, that was a secret between me and you. I don't know. But hey, you guys saw that wedding cake. It's no easy feat to get your wife, let alone one, on the Christmas cards like this year when we suck, to have a Jets sweater on, and then on the flip side, I had to get a Jets wedding cake. It took a lot. That took a lot. But shout out to my wife. She's a great woman. She deals with all my crazies, and she knew what she signed up for. That was part of the deal. When she signed the contract, she said, "Oh, I'm marrying Mr. Bonesy. Shit, I'm marrying Jake and the Jets too. Shit." So, but
Wait,
this is gonna be
hold on a second. I don't know if you were aware of this. I should probably get you set up for this one, Bones, ahead of your battle today. Let's get ready to rumble.
Ladies and gentlemen, sports fans of all ages, welcome to the event of the year, the moment you've all been waiting for. This is the ASMANIAC Rumble.
My guy. You know, Chef, you were the first person who ever came to visit me at the store and buy a pair of shoes. I just want to tell you how much I love you and appreciate you for that, man. So you can rip me all you want, bring the fire, cook your bones, cook my ass. I still love you, man. That's all I want to say.
So you saying all that stuff to soften me up? That's what you do. Here's the thing, Bones, man. You know, all that friendly stuff, man. Let me first off and say, the video was awesome. Hey, you did a great job on that. Great memories, all that good stuff. I know you're a family man, just like me. All love, man. The thing that I don't like about you is how much you're still being a JD truther, man. You gotta just move on, dude. Let's leave it alone. He did a awful job for us. An awful job. We could pinpoint some good things, man. I'm not gonna sit here and say that he didn't do anything at all. He did have some good things, but to sit here and for you to keep on talking about this Joe D stuff, and we're trying to get all past that, man. We're really trying to get past, and then you come in here being all negative, just crying about this JD stuff, man. Like, what can I do for you to just stop with the nonsense, man, and move on?
Look, Chef, I'm a faithful guy. And as you have gone through it with me of how bad we've been as a team for the past 15 years, especially building through the draft, where we have not been able to draft a first rounder who could even make an impact on the field, let alone go to a secondary team. And those are first round picks like Milner and Calvin Pryor and Darren Lee and all these bums, Kyle Wilson. We can never hit on anything. And then we get Joe Douglas, who goes 75% in the first round. He hit 6 for 8 in the first round. So he's had historic drafts. Yes, I'm past him and I'm ready for the Mooj era, but I will always be faithful. I'm not going to hate
him, but you still have under your thing saying #1 Joe Douglas fan. Get rid of that. Stupid.
I haven't even changed
Get
that.
rid of that. Get rid of it. Change it to something else. Muji, Glenn guy, just something else, man. I'm telling you, I'm seeing the stuff and it's bothering me. Remove it immediately, man. On the second show,
I'm
I'm
a
telling you,
loyal
on the
guy.
second show, that better be gone, man. It better be gone. Otherwise, I'm gonna give it to you, man.
You can
Stop
give it to
playing
me,
with
baby. Because
Bonesy.
listen, I'm a faithful guy, Kev. I'm a faithful guy, Kev.
But
and
he did us dirty. He did us dirty.
Oh, come on. He gave us a chance. He convinced a Hall of Fame quarterback to put his legacy on the line and join our shit franchise. And that was after he gave us cornerstones like Garrett and Sauce and players you want to bring back, right? He just signed Sherwood. When's the last time a Jet hit a third-round dart throw and then we signed into a future deal?
That was all solid. No way in hell was that Joe Douglas. You're gonna tell me when Joe Douglas drafted him, a free safety in college, late round, day 3 pick,
that in his mind that's going to be like, oh yeah, this is our linebacker who's going to replace C.J. Mosley. You're going to be out your
He drafted
goddamn mind. You think that
Nazeldine
was the
at the
plan,
same time,
dude?
bro.
That was Salah. That was
this is
all
what Douglas
Salah.
does, bro. He drafted Nazeldine and Sherwood. He took 2 safety dart throws, converted him to linebacker to see if which one would hit,
Salah
and one
converted him.
fucking hit. Listen,
Salah converted him.
JD was terrible in free agency. He doesn't have many hits on that besides like DJ
Terrible.
Reed and
Dude, it was
I'll give you that.
Awful. But this is what I'm saying. I'm with you with the Rodgers stuff. All right, we can't dispute. We're in lockstep. But I'm past that, man. It got to be over with. What he did a disservice for us when he went down 9/11. Were you there? Were you at that game? It was the worst feeling. It was one of the worst feelings of my life.
It was terrible.
As a season ticket holder, I didn't think I would see Zach Wilson ever again in my life. Never again in my life. 4 snaps in, he's running onto the goddamn field. And there was no plan after that. No plan. What did we do?
I'm with you. Listen, I'm with
Simeon?
you, man.
This
I'm
is
with
your
you there.
boy. Nah, this is your boy. This is BS, man. He did nothing. He sat on his hands and did nothing for us. 7
Listen,
wins.
sometimes bad luck hits you, bro. If Aaron Rodgers didn't if Aaron Rodgers didn't tear his Achilles, we'd all be stroking Joe Douglas and he'd be our hero. So sometimes shit happens and people get hurt.
Exactly, but you got to move on the fly, dude. You have to maneuver. You got to change and adapt. And he didn't do anything.
I'm with you.
You're going to tell me Trevor Simeon was the answer?
Yo, if you go back to all our calls, we all wanted what's it called? Him to sign somebody else. And then get Zach Wilson had
you crazy.
Oh, am I off?
Yeah, nah, Philly Noodles saying, man, Philly Noodles is Daniel's truth. That's probably one of the reasons why he got booed in the first round. Come on, get out of here. Talking that Daniel Jones nonsense, man.
You remember when we fell for the Zach Wilson second half against KC? That was Joe Douglas's downfall because he fell for it. Zach Wilson came out and balled out in that Kansas City second half. We got robbed by the refs, and then JD was like, "Oh, I guess we're gonna roll with Zach," and that was his downfall because after that, you guys know the rest. So look, JD wasn't perfect. He did a lot of bad things. He did a lot of good things
for him, man. That was it. We knew it was over, and
I'm
he
just
didn't
saying,
adapt.
I'm not gonna act like Joe Douglas didn't try and give us a chance. That's all I'm saying. He tried. He brought in Aaron fucking Rodgers. You guys would have took a bullet for that man when he first did that. So I'm just faithful, man. Rodgers got hurt.
After the fact, Bones, I'm with you with getting Rodgers. After the fact, after that miserable night happened, what did he do? He just continually stuck with him, and there was no production. You remember the Patriots
I'm with
game?
you, man.
You remember the Patriots game with Zach Wilson? Dude, it was awful. In the rain, we lost them at home.
I remember all the
I
Patriots
was on the
games,
field.
man.
I was on the field holding the flag for that game. I was yelling at Bill Belichick. I got a video too with that. I got a video yelling at Bill Belichick, telling him how much I hate him. Yelling at the whole team, telling him how much I hate them. I hate the Patriots. We should have beat them. Joe Douglas did absolutely nothing for us. Dude,
he hasn't done nothing, man. We got
us.
we got some build. You want to get rid of Garrett? You want to get rid of Sauce?
Hell
you want to get rid of Quincy?
Nah. I'm not on record with any of those.
You want to get rid of MC2?
I'm
you want to
talking
get rid of
about
all these guys that
maneuvering on the
JD
fly.
got?
Wait, hold on. You said MC2?
Yeah. Michael Carter the second.
Why would I want to get rid of him? Even though he had a Douglas
I'm
signed
just
him.
saying
Douglas
that these are
re-signed him last. He gave him
cornerstone
an
pieces
extension
that
last
we
year,
could
right?
build around. These are
Hold
cornerstone
on.
pieces we could
You're
build
talking about
around.
Michael Carter, right? So
Yeah.
he gave him an extension last season, and he had a dog shit season.
Everybody had a dog shit season.
Don't bring players up like that thinking that they hot shit. No,
What about
Michael Carter
Sauce?
got a lot to prove, man.
What about Sauce?
Sauce had a dog
down
shit
year
year too. That's why he didn't get his extension. I'm with it. I'm with keeping Sauce. I'm with it keeping Garrett. I'm not on record saying that. Saying otherwise. You're talking about very few dudes. I'm talking about maneuvering. What about last year when we needed field goals? Where was
Facts,
JD there?
Man.
Dude, I was leading the
Facts. I
charge.
agree
You know
with you,
that.
bro.
I was leading the charge about
Look,
that. What did he do?
I'm not going
Nothing.
to sit here.
He's holding
I'm not gonna
tryouts
sit
at
here
MetLife Stadium for kickers. What kind of GM are you? You're holding tryouts, dude? Bonesy, come on, man.
Look, bro.
Come on.
I'm with you, dog. It's in the
man.
past. It's in
How
the
come you
past.
don't got a
You're
gig
trying
right
to get
now?
votes. So you want me to talk about
He
Jay?
ain't got
You know
no
what?
gig.
Chef Kev, you right, man. Joe Douglas sucks, bro. Fuck that man. Let's
There
get
we
rid of
go.
him. Let's go.
We already
Let's
did.
get rid of JD.
We already did. I want you to get rid of the name on the bottom, saying that you love him. Stop, man. Move on. You're better than this, Bones.
Chef, you're the best, bro. He's just trying to get me going. It's all good, baby.
How
Listen,
am I trying to get you going?
I'm a faithful guy. That's all I can say,
I
man.
got
I'm
it
a
out of you.
faithful guy.
You admitted it. You said that because of me, you did a video. Like Snowball was way better competition than you. Snowball was bringing it. Snowball and I are both artists. We were both sparring back and forth the whole time, and all we was doing was dodging, man, dodging. You had to go and pick a fight with Connor,
Chef,
middle school kid.
Chef, I was on. Chef, I was on. Chef,
Man,
I
get
was
out of here, Beast.
on Thursday. I was on twice. Friday, I was on. Where were you, brother? Were you hiding? I wasn't hiding. I called in twice on Thursday, once on Friday. I didn't call in on Saturday because I was working.
I've been calling for a month, Bones. You see my videos, man. I've been calling you out. You haven't said anything. You haven't responded to none of me.
Look, man, you bring the
I made
fire,
a menu,
I bring
dude.
the
Yo,
smiles,
I'm so
baby.
sick, dude. I'm sick. I can't even be at work today. You'd have been so proud of me. I had a whole damn menu. I got people at the job too. I'm sitting on freaking 10 pounds of bone marrow. I'm sick right now. That's my food cost, man. I gained weight making this damn menu. And now, hopefully I beat you. Then I can start making Spanish food and start habla mucho mierda con V man. Senor con baño. I'm gonna start talking Spanish to the V man when I go against him.
Listen,
I'm happy that you're starting to turn a leaf right now because this is just the appetizer, man. I got more for you later, Bonesy. You know that.
Yo, don't worry. I brought my Foreman grill. We're gonna be cooking outside later. I got a couple burgers. They're gonna be flipping. Listen, in all seriousness, feel better, bro, because the family's been rough. This sickness is catching everybody, man.
I'm with it. My wife is actually in the
myself.
hospital right now, so I had to come here and pick up my son. I'm really not supposed to leave the house, but wife's in the hospital, taking care of what she got to take care of. So I'll be on the call later, man. Best of luck to you, brother. All right.
All right, brother. I'll see you tonight,
Safe
my
health
man.
to you and the family. All right.
You too, boy.
Who's gonna be the best of the bunch? You get to pick the ones who make the show rock.
What a battle this afternoon. That's coming up on the show. So stay tuned for that in probably like 4 hours or so. 4:30-ish, maybe a little later. Because the show started late because of everything going on. Woody Johnson is speaking right now. I will react to his full comments later on. Woody Johnson on releasing Aaron Rodgers. He said Aaron Glenn and Darren Muji made the decision. The experiment was a good experiment. It just didn't work out. I have a lot of respect for Aaron Rodgers, and I'm sorry it didn't work out, but we had to make a choice, and I think we made the right choice. Time will tell. Woody's saying that he thinks Justin Fields is a total winner for us. He's 10-28 in his career as a starter. So we'll find out. Can Fields be the guy with better coaching and experience and right circumstance or not? Because calling Justin Fields a total winner is horseshit. He's not. He hasn't proven anything. Hopefully, he can be a winner if they coach him up right, and he could be that guy. Quote, if anyone could change anything, a winning culture, it's Aaron. Referring to Aaron Glenn. I mean, you hear about culture this, culture that. The best way to change culture is to win football games. That's the job of Aaron Glenn. Cincy Matt writes in, similar to our government, looks like the adults are back in charge in Florham Park. Hope it pays off for you guys. Also, vote Jay Feisty. 50-50 once again. 563 votes have been cast. Kyle, Clifton, and JGraves duking it out in a real battle here. Man, I got to stay on longer. I can't end the show yet. Jojo writes in, any film breakdown of draft prospects from Fialco? Yes, it's in the works. I don't have an exact date for that, though. But yes, Andrew will definitely join us for some sort of film review before the draft. We read Philly Noodle and Brooklyn Born's super chat during the Bonesy and Chef Kevin face-off. So let's continue with your calls right now. Representing the 4.5 percenters herself, Jenergy is on the line. What's up, Jenergy?
Calling from work from my girl Jay Feisty. Okay, Jay Feisty. By the way, I didn't know when that Bonesy versus Chef Kevin call was gonna end. I was like, oh my god, we have to go back, talk about JD, talk about Zach Wilson. Like, please, can we turn the page?
It never ends.
Oh my god, Jake, for real. Please, guys. I mean, please, but you guys, yes. Kyle Clifton, you make some salient points. You know ball. But guess who also knows ball? My girl, Jay Feisty. Jay Feisty knows ball. She supports the community. Jay Feisty will tell it like it is. She will kick your ass and take names. B-Mac, talking about you. She will defend every single 5%er. We're about to beat 10%, by the way. That's what we're putting out in the universe. You better vote for Jay Feisty. That's my girl. We went to the Halloween game. And I just want to say, a vote for Jay Feisty is a vote for America.
Jenergy, thank you for calling in. What a call. What an endorsement. JGraves writes in, love you, Jenergy. Hell yeah. I actually, you know what? I'm going to tease what I have for all 4 percenters who attend our party. Hold on. This just arrived, so I'm excited. If you're a 4 percenter who shows up to our draft party in 24 days, you're getting your own custom jet stickers, baby. We got that in the works. Come to the draft party. It's going to be wild. Jenergy will be there. JGraves will be there. And I'm being told Beastbreaker will not be there. Right, Beast?
Oh, as a matter of fact, showtime, people.
He will not. No Beast at all. Anyway, Philly Noodles. Philly, you coming to the draft party? We're going to get you there.
Man, too many states. Nah, I was thinking about it, but I can't make it, dude. I'm taking off work next week.
All right, we'll see you later. No, I'm just kidding.
And you're gone. That's how Woody got rid of JD midseason. You're gone. You're out
Fade
of
to
there.
black. See you later.
That's right. Yeah, I mean, listen, JGraves, all praise. You know what I mean? She's great. I gotta go Clifton. I gotta go an X-Jet. Like, who else? Is there any X-Jet that's in here? No, of course not. Can we give a little props?
And according to Peacebreaker, an X-Jet in the sack exchange. I mean, that's
Oh,
got to carry
yes.
some weight.
Just adding names, bro. Who else is he? He's going to say Quentin Williams down the road was in the sack exchange. Yeah, I got to go with Kyle. Come on, guys. He played.
This is crazy. It's 50-50 right now. 593 votes. We've already had one overtime during this tournament.
Oof.
Could we actually get a second overtime session?
I think you do. I really do think you do. You could with this situation. Yeah, I think just naturally I voted for Kyle because me and him on the Discord, like, we're always talking, and he puts a lot of input in the Discord. So he's behind the scenes and in front of the scenes, which I appreciate. So I wanted to see, is your take still tight end in your mind, 7, or after hearing the presser that
What
it
do I
feels
want
like
them to do,
tackle?
or what do I think the Jets are going to do? I think they're going to take
Both.
an
I feel it's
offensive tackle, and I would
What-
prefer them to take a weapon.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like we're gonna get reactions from the fans of just give us Ted McMuffin, give us Warren before you hear that we're gonna take a tackle. But I mean, it
My
worked out
number
for
one
the
thing
Lions.
is I hope they trade back Philly. I want more picks.
Yeah, I mean, if you could slide, it's all about Genty, right? Like, oh God, first off, people saying that Genty is not worth a number 7 overall pick or whatever is crazy. The dude's made out of a lab. But anyway, I think the fight for him, if they can make some type of pressure, have people talking, getting the chatter going, so we can drop maybe to 10 with the Bears, the Cowboys come up. I mean, I wouldn't want to go to the Broncos, but the Broncos with that connection, 20 is so far down, you're not even going to get Membu at that point. it would be a really big drop off. But 20 would put you at a spot for a tackle, you know, and you just go with the Broncos who are desperate for a running back. I could see Moogie doing something with them and then paying a little higher because of the Moogie price, maybe a Moogie tax. But, you know, that's a possibility. If you don't go Warren, you go tackle. But, yeah. I think it's tackle. I think you're right. Warren would be nice. I'm not going to lie.
Philly, I
It's
like
first
the,
time I'm siding with you, bro.
I like the look you have going today.
Dude, yeah, you know what I mean? I got my hair go forward, go backward. It's Puerto Rican greatness, bro. This hair, it can do whatever it wants. Whenever I want to make it do something.
You want greatness? I'll give you greatness, Philly. Spider Jetman's on the line. Hello, Spider Jetman.
Hey, everybody. I just got done saving a few people, but I wanted to chime in here. Justin Fields needs a DJ Moore type, a guy that can get some separation, okay, because he does the long ball, but also guys that can kind of run out and turn around real quick. And then he's got to run the ball, but he, like Asman said, he needs the weapons. It is so critical. I watched him a lot with the Bears, and he'd hit the long ball. He'll stare at his first read a little bit too long, and I think they can fix that. But with weapons and then getting him involved more in the running game and some RPOs, I think he can really benefit. I mean, he is a kid that has an incredible arm. I have a buddy that's a season ticket holder in Soldier Field. We'd fly out and see some of the games, and his accuracy with the long ball, as long as there's some separation and he can see it, if they can keep it simple with him, I do have faith. And if we can have more of an, well, I guess we have a defensive coach. That's the one caveat. I wish we had like a KOC or an offensive, coordinator as a head coach, but that's just what I wanted to tell everybody. I have to go save a person from a burning fire now, so I got to go.
Hey, give us one of these on the way out.
See ya.
Now that was something. Thank you, Spider Jetman. What a performance. Henny says, imagine the Astros were using those Yankee bats. The Yankees didn't invent these bats. I had Freddie Gonzalez on my show yesterday on Sirius XM. He was the Orioles bench coach the last 3 years. He said the Orioles were using them last year. It became a thing because it's the Yankees, but the Yankees, I guess, made it popular over the weekend because they talked about it on the broadcast specifically. And then they hit 9 home runs in a franchise record in that game, which brought the attention. Hennessy, you're a Met fan. Francisco Lindor uses the bat. It's not illegal. It's a legal bat. It's the same bat specifications. The wood is just moved down towards the label. That's it. I think people the people are using these bats, and it's like never been done before. It's like they've been around. The guy who quote unquote created them doesn't even work for the Yankees anymore. He's with the Marlins now. There's so much misinformation on this bat story. It's amazing to me. I think it's good for baseball because once again, all the rules have favored the pitching. It's never been harder to hit than it is now. So there's finally something that is good for the hitter. I do agree with this comment here. Such a simple adjustment. Weird no one thought of it sooner. Yeah. That's my take too. J-Quest, I heard George Costanza made the bat. Probably did. It was made by the assistant to the traveling secretary, of course. Let's see. More of your calls right now. Could it be? He's back. I didn't think we'd ever see the day. But ladies and gentlemen, dance along.
Hi, Jake.
Hey, Bobby
I never
Boycott.
said I was boycotting you. Never did that.
Can we talk about your hair first before we talk about the boycotting? It looks tremendous.
Yeah, well, I went for my interview today, but She's got it back on Wednesday.
Oh no! So okay. Did it go well though?
Yeah, I think it went well. They had three. She had there was a lot of people there, and then I had 6 people in my section that were going for the cook. So
You look good, Bobby. I feel like this is a good look for you.
yeah, that's why I didn't wear a hat. I got different stuff on now. I got this nice shirt. This polo shirt goes good. I like the polo shirt.
Hell
And
yeah,
then
you look tremendous. You look like $1 million.
I have a sharp. I got nice pants on too.
Oh baby.
Not sweatpants. So I took a nice shower. I cleaned my ball sack, like people tell me to.
I didn't need to know that part.
I wasn't really. My mother is still in the nursing home, so my dad took me out to dinner, and I had dinner with him. So it takes 20 minutes each way to get there. So it took about an hour and a half to eat, and then he drove me back, and then I decided to have a show.
Hey, check your Venmo. I just sent you some money for looking like $1 million.
Okay, thank you. You saw my weight loss. I did gain this last thing. I gained 3 pounds again, but I'm gonna work on that. I'm still doing this diet. I'm not going back to my old ways. I don't need to go back to the old ways.
You're still just gonna eat a lot of butter?
Yeah, I'm still gonna do that diet. Plus, I'm gonna, like I promised you. Oh, hi, Gary. I promised you guys that I would get my doctor, get my blood test, and talk to my doctor, and then get a thing to the nutritionist. What's that? Referral to the nutritionist. So I promised you guys that. So I'm not gonna do that crappy thing that you stick in your stomach. I want to do it all natural. I don't like that. Is Ozempic? I'm not doing that crap. That's not good for your body anymore.
Just continue to eat healthy and you'll lose weight.
Yes, and then keep on walking. Nick Shine wants to see me walk into the stadium with him instead of the other way we did it.
Yeah, go for a walk every day.
I know. Yeah, that's nice. What I do. Yeah, I know. Yeah, you guys are lucky instead of the 80-degree weather. We have freeze at 34 degrees up here.
Bobby Midnight or Ted Dancing?
Yeah, he had his head like that. That's right.
Bobby Midnight or Bobby De Niro?
Oh, I take Bobby De Niro.
Bobby Sabo. Wow, good comp.
Oh, Robbie Sabo, you mean? Yeah.
No,
I got hair
Bobby
like
Sabo. You and Robbie look alike.
I know, with the hair. Yeah. We got the gray silver fox. I don't care a minute. I'm not coloring my hair.
So what did they ask you in this job interview, though? I want to hear more about that.
Well, they were saying that where do you work before, and I told them my first job I had at the Keene State Dynacons. I started as a dishwasher, then worked up to breakfast and lunch cook. That's where I ended my 8 years I worked there at the Keene State Dynacons. Then the last job I had was at the Holiday Inn. Yeah, and I did tell him about my injury. I fell backwards in the bathroom. I was honest.
So Wednesday, you believe you'll have a job offer?
Yes, because she's going through everything. She got all the, applications, and she's going to get me by Wednesday.
I like it.
I know. I feel positive, too.
Wednesday could be the day. I think they're going to look back on the interview. They're going to be like, wow, Bobby's hair looked tremendous. We need this guy.
Yeah, I know. I didn't want to wear a hat. I'm not going to wear a hat to an interview. No.
Big fella says your hair looks amazing.
I know. Well, it's thick hair. It's not thin. Michael has thin hair. But I'm going to buy Michael a webcam tomorrow, so that's going to make it. Then you can see him now.
Lee Van says, Bobby looking skinny.
Thank you, Lee Van. I appreciate it.
Well, Bobby, this has been a good return to the show. I'm glad things are well. I'm glad you're not
I wasn't boycotting at all. The second one, I was watching the Yankee game. Sorry I didn't call it. Okay? I did vote. And then JGraves. Let's go, JGraves. We love you, JGraves. I'm sorry.
You're going JGraves over Kyle Clifton, but how about this afternoon, Bobby? I mean, two guys who both are huge fans of
this
yours.
is gonna be another hard one, like Nate and Peter Castro. I don't know. This is gonna be a tough one for me. I love both of them.
Your scrotum is watching the show, saying, "Bobby,
Yeah,
I
I
like
know
when you
that.
watch me."
I know. I did that this morning. It's really scrolling me. I did that this morning. And they smell good. I use Dial. Dial smells nice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
well,
Bobby, you have yourself a heck of a day. All right. Good
No,
call.
I'm gonna be here for 4 o'clock show too.
We'll see you there.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, it remains 50-50 in Asmaniac Madness. I can't believe it, but maybe I should have, because when you have two elites going at it, it's tough for the community to decide. 50-50. Ladies and gentlemen, show is winding down. We check in right now with the czar of butter. Gary, who are you voting for, Clifton or JGraves? You're on mute, so unmute yourself first. There you go.
Great question. This is Kyle Clifton is a fantastic caller. I know people think I have beef. I don't dislike him at all. Kyle Clifton is an excellent caller, but so is JGraves, right? And Clifton calls up. And I like his calls because he talks ball, right? He talks ball and he's good at it. So I like Clifton. So if you vote for Clifton, like that's fine. But JGraves, and I hate this thing that vote for JGraves because she's the last 4%er. No, don't vote for JGraves because she's a girl. Vote for her because she's the better caller. JGraves talks ball too. JGraves doesn't talk ball like a typical girl says, I like the Jets because they wear green. I like Mark Sanchez because he's cute. No, JGraves talks ball, and she's good at it. She's a good caller. And she offers so much more than just ball. She's an entertaining caller. At the end of the day, it's a Jet show, which she talks Jets, but it's also entertainment, and she brings entertainment. So JGraves is a better
You don't
caller.
think Kyle
And
Clifton brings entertainment?
he brings good takes. He does. I think he's a good caller. If you want to vote for him because you think he's a better football caller, do it. I'm voting for JGraves because she's a very good football caller, and she's entertaining. That's why I'm voting for JGraves. And on Nick Shine's Discord about 2 weeks ago, she called me a little bitch. So I know there's going to be a lot of people who like that. So JGraves is entertaining. And
Hold on one second. Kyle, I see you're on hold. Call Gary a little bitch right now in response.
No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to sing to that.
Wow. Okay. Does that maybe help Kyle Clifton? For those of you who like the family show aspect, Kyle wouldn't take the bait. I wonder how that now impacts voting.
And JGraves, just to put it out, they didn't call me a little bitch on the show. It was a family show. She called me in Nick Shine's Discord, where it's a little more R-rated, where a little more anything goes.
Well, yes, the Nick Shine Discord, where famously the group voice conversation is nicknamed the DP.
It's a little more no holds barred. It's a little more anything goes. But like
the Discord party, of course, is what I'm referring to, folks. Obviously,
DP.
Yes.
She's entertaining, and the thing where vote for her, it's degrading to say to vote for her because she's a woman. No, don't vote for her because she has a vagina. Vote for her because she's a better caller. She's a better caller. And it's not no shade at Kyle Clifton. If you think Kyle Clifton's a better caller, vote for Kyle Clifton. I've made my case why I'm voting for JGraves, right? I think she's more entertaining, and she's got really good football takes and Jet takes too. That's why I'm voting for JGraves. By the way, Chef may have just won his battle with Bonesy. He just ethered Bonesy. I was leaning towards Bonesy's going to win that. After watching Chef cook him, no pun intended, I think Chef's going to win. I'm not voting. I love both those guys. I've met both of them.
You abstaining from voting?
I can't vote for either one. I can't vote against either one of them. I feel bad. Like I met Bonesy. He let me in the store. I met Chef at a Shakur Stevenson fight. He was literally the nicest guy in the world. He's about the best dude you're going to meet, right? I'm not voting. I'm sitting this one out. But if I had to bet on it,
what if I were to tell you? What if I were to tell you that Mr. Bonesy believes the moon landing was fake and Chef Kevin thinks it was real? How does that influence your voting?
I'm not good. That's not gonna swim. I'm not voting. Like I'm sitting this out. I'm gonna let the best man win. I can't vote against either one of these guys. So this is going to be decided without my vote.
Lee Van called you a bitch as well, just so you know.
Vote for Lee Van. Lee Van's a big boxing fan, by the way.
He is.
Yes,
I'm a big
boxing in the
fan of
Discord.
Lee Van. Lee Van, he works underground, so he doesn't get to see the show live, but he's always tuned in. He comes to
That's a good
all the
reason.
events we do.
That's a good reason not to call in if you're working underground. It's like, why does he call in if working underground? It's good reason.
Now, how has life changed for you since you advanced to the Sweet 16? Does the butter taste sweeter?
No, it's nothing changes. It's just another day at work. It's another day in the office. You grind to the next one. We're on to the next one. Nothing changes.
I mean, I'm very excited to see what's going to happen in your matchup in the Sweet 16, Gary, because for the first time, I have the graphic ready to go. Gary into the Sweet 16. It's you and Craig going at it. I mean, how we feeling?
It's Craig's going to be tough, right? Like, everyone loves Craig. Craig's a good caller. Craig's got a good backstory, and Craig introduced us to Sarah, who everyone loves too. It's not going to be easy, but I think I can beat Craig. I offer a lot. You know, I'm the family values candidate. I'm the nutrition candidate. I'm giving the show a lot. Like,
You're the conspiracy candidate?
Because the conspiracy candidate. I've given the show a lot, and it's no. Craig's a great caller. If Craig could win the whole thing, right? So, like, if Craig can beat me, he can beat anybody, right? So,
I have breaking news. Kyle Clifton has just retaken a 51-49 lead. 643 votes have been cast. There's still votes out there to be had. The video already has 2,311 views, so there's still votes available to be had in the Clifton JGraves showdown.
who did you have in your bracket? Who did you pick? Do you remember?
I don't remember.
This was a tough one
My
to pick. I
bracket's
knew this
screwed,
was-
though, because I had Bobby Midnight and Mikey Midnight getting to the Sweet 16, and I had Mikey winning the whole thing, so my bracket's already cooked.
I don't think my endorsement was of JGraves was a kiss of death. Check it again in 5 minutes. People are still voting. They're still voting.
Who's your nanny voting for?
I think she's at Oklahoma. No offense, Jake. I don't think she's listening to the show. No
Well,
offense. It's a great
well,
show.
call her up if you really like JGraves so much. You might need she really could use your nanny's vote.
JGraves is a great candidate. You should vote for Drake. Vote for JGraves. I'm struggling today. Vote for JGraves. Not because she has a vagina, because she's an excellent caller.
Ladies and gentlemen,
yeah.
Gary.
Gas station pizza is better than a Big Mac. Yeah, ladies, you can do what music.
Oh, sorry about that. Sorry about that mess. Well, let's fix that here, shall we, ladies and gentlemen? Let me address one thing about.
All right. Super chat here. 5 raffle entries for Abu Dhabi Jet fan. Totally psyched to get a shout out from the great Rick Kent yesterday. That was awesome, Abu Dhabi. Very cool. I'm glad I got to meet you in London as well. He's like, I'm Abu Dhabi Jet fan. I'm like, you're Abu Dhabi Jet fan? That's always the funniest thing when you meet people who don't have their actual name in person. Like their YouTube name is like, I love the Jets 69. It's like, I love the Jets 69. Oh, I can't wait for the draft party. There'll be plenty of that. Real quick, I just want to let people know who tuned in late. We added an awesome third prize to the Super Bowl III raffle yesterday. Signed Weeb helmet, Weeb Eubank. It's been dead since 98. There are not a ton of signed Weeb items out there, but we couldn't do a Super Bowl III raffle and not feature the head coach. So we got a Weeb helmet, was able to acquire one, a Maynard helmet, and a Namath old school helmet. All 3 of these items do come with certificate of authentication. I know that's been a big thing for people, obviously. So you'll get that mailed to you with the item. Australian Jet fan says Craig has a whole country behind him. Yeah, but is the entire country of Australia going to vote for Craig over Gary? That's the question. If you could tell me the answer to that is yes, I think Gary loses. If everyone in Australia votes, well, that's the key. Ladies and gentlemen, an esteemed member of the 4.5% is on the line. She's becoming a regular. The great Mimosa's next. Hello, Mimosa.
Hey, Jake. How are you?
Mimosa, I'm good. And I know you called in, I'm assuming, to make your case for JGraves.
Yes. I voted for JGraves. I think those who have not voted yet should vote for JGraves, not only because, like Gary said, she has a vagina, whatever, but because she's a great caller. She called from Italy. Let's not forget that.
That's right.
I've never met her, but I've gotten to know her in like the Discord, and I think she's fabulous. She understands ball. Nothing against Kyle Clifton. He can really get in the weeds on the numbers, and some people like that, but I just say vote for JGraves. Let the 4.5%ers move on, and she's a perfect candidate to do so.
I love it. I mean, look, they're both great callers. That's what makes it so tough.
Yeah.
But someone's got to win. There's no ties in ASMANIAC Madness.
There are not. And then as far as Glenn's presser this morning, I think everyone covered what I thought. I think he's trying really hard with this holding the team accountable and somewhat the fans accountable, but until we see what he can do on the field, like I'm not, it's like he wants to win now, yet he's, like you said, shopping at like the 99-cent store. It's like move up to the clearance rack and try and do something. And if they don't nail those three, our first 3 picks, then I think we're going to be better off.
Who do you want at 7, Mimosa?
I want to go for a tight end or a wide receiver. I don't know if it's too early for that, but I just don't think we have anyone playing, like other than Garrett. Like, what are we doing with that?
I agree. I think they're going to take a tackle. Also, whose jersey are you wearing? The chat wants to know if that's a Miko Hardman jersey.
No, it's a Morstead jersey. Thomas Morstead.
No way. That's awesome.
Yeah, I had it made this year for one of the games before I went to one of the games because you can't buy those normally.
That's amazing. Wow. He's a good friend of the show.
I love him. I think he's fabulous. So hopefully they'll keep him and not get rid of him as well.
That just shows you how big of a diehard Mimosa is that she went out of her way to get a Thomas Morstead jersey made.
Go Jets. Love it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the great Mimosa endorsing JGraves on the line. All right, we're ending this soon, but I got another surprise or two before then. Adam is too cool is next. Hello, Adam.
I don't think I'm the surprise, right?
You're part of the entire experience, Adam.
Thank you. No, this is awesome. Hey, one more thing about the bats. Judge isn't using them, so everyone just chill.
Well, it's also they're legal. Like there's nothing wrong. Like other teams are using it. That's why I had a guy who was on the Orioles last year on a radio show yesterday saying they used it last year. This is not like a new thing.
Yeah, exactly. It's just a different type of analytics. It's cool. So
I like it. I mean, all the rules in today's game, they favor the pitcher. It's nice to have something that can help hitters.
Yeah, why not? I think that's awesome. Anyway, in terms of the football stuff, I'm like totally aligned with you on. I think trade back is just really the best case scenario because I think we can get. We could probably use an extra pick in the first 3 rounds to round out. Offensive tackle, defensive tackle, tight end, wide receiver. If those are our first 4 picks, that's good because those are the areas in need. And I think even if we went down to like the teens, even that seems like it's really far away, that still puts you in Loveland territory, Golden territory, and maybe there'll be a surprise of somebody available even down there. So I hope that they're taking a look at offers, and I hope they don't get ripped off in the process. And we'll see what happens there.
That's the question. Can they get a trade partner to come through?
Yeah, and there's some really good players in like the top of the second round in terms of availability. So I think there's I like our odds.
You have to hope that someone loves maybe Genty, maybe Sanders slips. Team thinks he is the guy, and he's the I just that's what it comes down to.
There's always teams that overthink it. And they reach. There's always one or two. There might be one ahead of us that makes a surprise. I mean, I don't recall Stingley being picked before Gardner being something that people thought was going to happen. Like,
that was
the majority opinion. So it's very interesting to see how it all turns out. But if we stick and pick, I think that, we all know the top 7. We're going to get one of those top 7, and we'll be very happy if we have to stick and pick as well. So let's just see what fate provides us,
Adam, what are your thoughts on those saying that you're Allen if he was ever a good human being?
I will double down on that and put this on.
There he is. Adam, where are you based at, by the way?
I'm in the DC area, but I grew up near Exit 9. So shout out to Jersey Jet and all the folks in the Brunswicks.
We need you at the draft party, Adam. How do I make that happen?
Oh my God! Well, I got to go ask my better half. I'd love to go. I'm definitely
bring her. That'd be great.
Well, I'll try and get to one of the games this year. I'd like to see what we do for the home opener. That would be a lot of fun because that's when we first met, and that was so funny. You were talking about like handles. That's how I introduced myself to you, also.
It's always funny when that happens.
It's awesome. So hey, it'd be great to see everybody. I know a lot more people now than I did even back at the opening home opener. So that was pretty cool. And Allen is definitely feeling a little bit hostile towards me because I'm stealing all the love that he wishes he had. But Allen, I always give you a heart at the end of our calls because I know what you bring to the ASMANIAC community. So
Adam is too cool for Allen. Love it. There it is. A new name is born. Good call, Adam. Ladies and gentlemen, couple calls left here. Rob, the Jet fan, is on the line. Rob, who are you voting for?
Definitely Kyle. Kyle has great takes, intelligent man. He's an OG. I have to go with Kyle.
50-50 right now. 673 votes have been cast.
Nothing against JGraves. I met her before. She's a nice person. But I have to go with Kyle. Kyle is an OG. He has intelligent takes. I love it. So I have to go. So it's 50-50 now?
50-50.
Wow. Anybody's ball game, huh?
This is why we play the game. You never know.
I know. You never know is right. I tell you, Jake, I'm amazed. People call me your parrot or, I say whatever you say. But you know what, Jake? I thoroughly really agree with you. I'm not that optimistic this year. I can't really be optimistic when they're giving you a win total of what? 5.5 it was?
5.5. It's set right now.
And I really don't see it, Jake. I see under that. I would have to also go under. So far on the free agency market and what we've picked so far, are you confident in anything that they picked other than maybe one or two decent people? Are you really confident?
I don't like a lot of the signings, or I have very low expectations for a lot of the signings. To me, they're banking on their player development, that they're going to be able to take these guys that they have very specific roles in mind for and get the most out of them.
Do they really? Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
And a lot of this is Fields. I mean, they're talking about Fields like they think he's about to break out as a franchise quarterback. I mean, that's the key. Like, they're going to be good if Fields is good. Like, if you have a quarterback who plays really well and he's coached properly, you're going to win games.
Do they really, really believe that this team is a playoff team this year? I mean, honestly, Jake, do you really think they hearts of hearts, do you think Muji and Aaron Glenn really believe that this team is a playoff team? They're going to win 9-10 games this year and make the playoffs? I find that hard to believe.
I can't get it inside their head on that. I don't know what they actually think. I think if they crush the draft, they could be right there in the mix. I mean, there is talent on this team. Like, they do have a lot of good players that are already here.
But you look, Jake, like, let's be honest, the D line, has it gotten any better from whatever we've done so far? Yes or no?
The D line, I mean, it's not great, but they're also, I mean, like, they're getting Jermaine back, which is going to help.
But we have to wait until he plays him back into shape and coming off an Achilles, right?
I don't know if it's gotten worse. I wouldn't say it's gotten better, though. I think there's a lot of unknown there. I think the draft will be telling, especially if Graham's in play at 7 or they take someone in the second round, like the Ohio State DT Williams that we've talked about on the show as an option.
Yeah, that looked good from Connor. But you know what it is? You have the offensive line that more or less is the same as last year, minus Moses, which that's a loss. Okay, Moses was as steady was, because you saw when he finally came back from the injury, our line was so much better just for him coming in. Now you're going to have to go with probably a guy that we draft, and that's fine. You know, they could draft that guy Ozzy or the guy that Roger said, and we flip flop. But now it looks like they're not going to switch AVT to tackle the way they're speaking. So now, what's their game plan? Because if they're not going after Tyler Warren as
I think they're gonna take Membu at 7 is what I think they're gonna do.
Yeah, well, then you know what, Jake? It goes back to what we said. They're saying, oh, with this type of system, you really, wide receiver 2 doesn't really matter. Okay, if it doesn't matter, Jake, then what happens if Garrett Wilson gets hurt? Who are we throwing the ball to?
Even if he doesn't get hurt, they don't have enough there anyway.
Yeah. At least with Tyler Warren, it's like having a wide receiver and a good blocker. I would be a little optimistic about that. I truly would be. But I don't understand what they're doing. So if they go with Membu, what are we looking at? The second or third round, we're going to get a wide receiver? Is Golden going to be available down there? I don't think so. Won't he be gone by then?
Trade back and get someone that you believe in maybe is also an option in the first round. I mean, second round, they could take a receiver. Third round could be a receiver. We don't know.
And one thing, Jake, and this is no offense to Connor the kid there, but you have nothing to worry about him taking your job with those dumb takes lately.
Jesus, Rob.
Horrific. No, it's got nothing to do with, I don't respect him. He's a good kid. I just don't like his takes. His takes are horrific. He's not taking your job anytime soon with those dumb takes. GW is average, slightly better. And then he's saying Breece Hall it can't run through any holes or nothing. Come on, those takes were horrible. Horrible. You have nothing to worry about, Jake. You're going to have a job until you're an old man. I got news for you, buddy. You're gonna have a job a long time with takes like that, because those are horrible takes.
Women.
Rob, God. Ted Bundy, Ashton Genty, 9 at 7. Ryan writes, and after what Glenn said today about the running back room, that would stun me. That if the Jets took Genty at 7, that would stun me more than a quarterback at 7, which I also don't think is going to happen. Woody just said publicly the F ownership grade was bogus. We thought he'd be humbled by the survey, but it looks like we're getting the same old Woody. Woody Johnson's not changing shit. He is what he is. Here's how things get better for the Jets. The people he hired are good at their job. James Dolan has not changed at all. He's the same guy. He just hired good people to run the Knicks. Woody's Woody. He has faith in Glenn. He hired him. He believes in him. He's going to let Glenn and Muji do their thing until they start losing. If they suck, then Woody's going to go back to meddling and being Woody, which you all would too. But, Woody's big thing was he never hired Salah. He never hired Douglas. Those weren't his hires. That's what he would tell people. Trust me, I know. Well, he hired these people now. So let's find out if he got it right. Ladies and gentlemen, a 20 spot from Mimosa. Are you kidding me, Mimosa? Wow. 20 entries in the next ASMANIAC raffle featuring the Namath helmet, the Maynard helmet, and the Weeb Eubank helmet, all from Mimosa.
Thank you, Mimosa, for your generosity and tremendous support of the Jake Asman Show.
Oh, baby, grab the umbrella. It is raining channel memberships before we declare a winner in ASMANIAC Madness. Here we go. Rain, rain, rain. Memberships. You hear your name called? These are from Mimosa. By the way, it is still 50-50 in the poll. We might need overtime. Are you kidding me? Bob's Garage, Jose Vasquez, Caleb Sullins, Patty Grimes, Cody Rick, Hector Gonzalez, Matt West, Little HP, Matt Jones, Adam Folat, Boris Balkin, Dan the Man, Rick B, Ray Jet 62, Kyle Roeder, Jimbo Jet 67. Unbelievable. Apparently, the 20 was the bounty Rob off the show. but he was already gone by the time Mimosa hit send. But I'll tell you what, Mimosa, the memberships all count the same. You're still getting 20 raffle entries. Oh, God. All right. Here's the surprise at the end of the show. Right now, it is 50-50 in ASMANIAC Madness. 50-50. Seriously. 5-0, 5-0. So, making their final pitches, we say hello to both Kyle and JGraves. Hello,
Hey, Kyle.
Kyle and JGraves.
What's going on, JGraves?
We're going to let you
What
two.
a battle. This has been awesome. This has been really cool. As maniacs are coming out for us. It's really cool.
Yep, it's a shame someone has to lose.
I know. I've been biting my nails this whole time, man. But if I gotta lose to somebody, you're one of the greats. But I still want to win. So let's vote for me.
I'm
And
in the same
like Gary said,
boat.
that's because I have a vagina. That was hilarious. Sorry, Kyle. Go ahead.
It's a little crass, but
Yes.
but nonetheless true. And you do seem to have the support of some of the 5%ers, which is probably only natural. But I think that you'd have to be favored here in overtime. I think some of my supporters might be losing steam
I don't know. I don't
in the
know.
extra period.
It's crazy. I can't believe it's been 50-50 for so long. Like crazy.
Right. The only thing I'll say is that I'm going to have to explain to my two elementary school children one day their hero lost, and I'll just have to point to a picture of you, and they'll probably understand a little bit better.
Well, same. I got my kids that I work with on the spectrum, and I'm like, I lost to a great competitor.
Yeah, there you
I
go.
got you. I can play the kid card too, Kyle.
No, I'm looking for any way in.
No,
This is the
I feel
desperation
you.
hour.
I feel you on that one. But yeah, I gotta give it up to the Asmaniac community. Like we both said, we're a part of this. We've met multiple people. It's been a great experience. So yeah, I don't
Are you
got a
going to
bad
make
thing
it
to
to
say
the
about
draft
you,
party?
Kyle. I'm gonna be at the draft party. You are too, right?
Yep, I'm looking forward to meeting
We
you.
finally get to meet. Yeah, I'm excited.
Very good.
Definitely, I am a fan of your calls as well. So I mean, I get why people are voting for you because I voted for you in the last round. So,
There we go.
but yeah, I think it's still 50-50, which is crazy.
My nerves can't handle it. I'm clutching the pearls over here.
Who's gonna be the best of the bunch? You get to pick the ones who make the show rock.
Wow. What a battle. 50-50 still. All right, one last super chat, then I'm closing the polls. And we'll find out if we need overtime or is someone going to survive in advance to the Sweet 16. Big fella. Woody's a Nepo billionaire. Hasn't been held accountable his whole life. People thinking F grade's changing him. You're wrong. Well, I do agree with part of what Woody said, just seeing some of the quotes. Some of that on the survey is total BS. And I talked about it with Mike Tannenbaum when it came out that day at the Combine and we had him on. Like, people complaining about the jet facilities or stop it. That's just sour grapes, people being pissed off who were getting fired or disgruntled with the season. But we know, Woody is what he is. He's not changing. That's why, you have to just hope, just like James Dolan got the right people to run his franchise, that Woody now has done that with Glenn and Muji. Time will tell. Time will tell. Ladies and gentlemen, polls will close in 10 seconds. 720 votes have been cast. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Voting has closed. And the winner is Kyle Clifton, 50-49, 727 votes. Someone do the math. I think it came down to less than a vote, 2 votes. Oh my God. Wow. Kyle Clifton moves on. Unreal. Unreal. Unbelievable. The 4 seed stays alive. Ladies and gentlemen, you'll see it up on the screen shortly. I've taken a screenshot of the official YouTube tally, so it's on the record. There it is. 50-49. 727 votes were cast. Wow. Now, for those who are unaware, YouTube does not give us the percentages. So we just get the total votes here. But Kyle Clifton does survive. And wow, what a battle. 727 votes. Huge. Huge number. Both callers, excellent. It truly was a coin flip. Apparently, it was within 8 votes, according to Derek the Cop. Both class acts. Rich nails it with this comment here. Unfortunately, for the 4 percenters, JGraves was the last hope. But Kyle will represent the Jet fan base well in a thrilling battle that we're going to get now in the Sweet 16. Kyle Clifton and the Lane Train, one half of the region. Today we find out part of the other side of the train region. Bonesy and Chef Kevin in the afternoon. I'm going to start the show probably closer to 5 p.m. because we went a little longer today and we started a little later. Congrats to both. Ladies and gentlemen, Kyle Clifton is in fact on the line. Kyle, your initial reaction to surviving and advancing in this tournament?
Nerve-wracking. Looking forward to going out and celebrating with my family. So, the only thing I have to say is I have to start looking ahead to the next round and figuring out how to derail the Lane Train. I am coming for him. And, tipping my hat to JGraves, who is a tremendous competitor, Jay Feisty, to the end. And, I'm looking forward to meeting her at the draft party.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kyle Clifton. Jay Feisty, JGraves joins us now. JGraves, that's about as good of a performance as we've seen in this tournament. Wow, was that thrilling?
Yeah, congrats to Kyle, man. Like I said, if you gotta lose, I don't mind listening to a guy like that. He's a good dude. Look forward to seeing him at the draft party, and everybody else will be there. So, and I gotta say, I'm low key not that mad I'm out because knowing his Lane Train, the thought of it is nerve wracking. So I don't gotta worry about that now. Kyle's got that.
Amazing. You guys are both awesome. I love both of you. So thank you all for making this so fun because I think the chat really enjoyed it. And thank
really
God we have this tournament because there hasn't been a whole lot to talk about.
Thanks to Jake and the committee. You guys again did an awesome job and can't wait to see the next matchups going. Yeah, this afternoon is another doozy, man, because I might abstain from voting too. That's a tough one.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jay Feisty checking in. What a battle. What a show. Thank you to everyone who made it fun. Wow. I mean, I thought we had overtime. It was close. So I don't root. I just root for overtime. That's the only thing I root for. Or I root for like close matchups like that. Unreal. Congrats to Kyle Clifton, though. He earned it. JGraves is no joke. Good battle. Love you all. We're back in a little while. If you want to meet Kyle Clifton, if you want to meet JGraves, they're both going to be at the draft party, which is awesome. Go reserve your ticket today before we sell out. We're expecting close to 300 people there, and I think we're going to hit it. Buy your ticket. Clinton Hall. $30. Entered in the raffle automatically. You get a complimentary drink. It's going to be wild. Can't wait to see a bunch of you again and meet a bunch of you for the first time. So get your ticket today if you haven't done so already. Brian says, I think I might be coming to the draft party. Well, Brian, turn that might into I definitely will be coming to the draft party. On that note, thank you all. Congrats again to the great Kyle Clifton. Thanks to all the callers. We couldn't do it without you. Everyone who sent in a super chat as well. Again, make sure you subscribe to this channel. Join the Patreon. It's the last day to do it. Peer pressure works. Barbarossa joined the Patreon. Love it. Again, thank you all. And get ready for tomorrow on the show because a guy by the name of the Big Fella is coming for that ass.
Man, it stinks out here. Somebody needs to fix this or do something. I don't know. The stench is horrible. Whew. I don't even want to go outside anymore.
God, something stinks about here.
Go.
Joe, something smells around here. Do you smell that?
Yeah, it's not the normal
Bro,
smell.
I don't know what that is.
Al, this lunch looks great. You did a great job. Tea.
What? Al, can you believe this?
Flatulate later. I'm coming for that ass.